Done. I bought Cuba, the whole island. They didn't even know it was for sale. Neither did I until this morning. But I saw it on a map. I liked the shape. I made some calls, and now it's ours. Very fast transaction. Probably the fastest country purchase in history.
Sir, you bought a country? That's never been done. I don't even think that's legal.
Marco, everything I do has never been done. That's the whole point. And I didn't buy it. I'm saving it. Havana's got no lights, no food, no money. Very sad. The whole thing's a disaster. And I save sad places the only way I know how. I build a Trump Tower, beachfront, 90 miles from Miami, gold everything. You don't walk away from that, Marco. Nobody walks away from that.
Sir, my parents left Havana before I was born. This means everything to me.
Even more emotional. Beautiful. The cameras are going to love that. Grab a bag. We're going today.
Today? But sir.
Marco, I don't schedule things. I just go. That's what winners do. Losers make plans. Winners make history. And we're winners. Don't worry, Cuba. El Trumpo is here to save you. That's my Spanish name, by the way. El Trumpo, very powerful, very presidential. The people are going to love it.
President Trump, welcome to Havana. I am the president of Cuba. We are a proud, sovereign nation, and we are doing fantastic.
I'll sign your autograph in a second. Actually, you're hired, building manager. Here, hold my jacket.
Sir, that's the actual president of Cuba.
Even better. He stuck around to help. That's loyalty, Marco. Very rare. Most presidents disappear after a sale. This one's greeting us at the door. 5-star service. Marco, look at this city. Beautiful. Old. Very, very old, actually. Looks like Rome if Rome gave up and stopped trying. The whole island is a fixer-upper. Nobody sees the potential. I see it. I always see it. I saw it in Manhattan. I saw it in Venezuela. And I see it here.
Sir, Atlantic City didn't go so great.
Marco, stop dwelling on the past. This is the future. Cuba.
It is not a fixer-upper. It is paradise. We have culture. We have history. The most beautiful sunsets in the Caribbean.
You can't eat a sunset. Your people are starving. I saw a guy on the corner trading a shoe for a sandwich. One shoe, not even a pair. What kind of economy runs on a single shoe? No lights anywhere. It's like camping. Beautiful, peaceful camping that never ends. Don't worry, my tower will have the best lights in the Caribbean. Light up the whole city. You'll see Havana from space.
The lights are off on purpose. We are saving them.
Saving them for what? A special occasion? It's been 60 years. When's the occasion? You couldn't even turn them on for me? Unbelievable.
Sir, to be fair, the sunsets are beautiful.
Marco, you can see sunsets anywhere. You know what you can't see anywhere? A Trump Tower. And that's what we're building. Look at these cars. 1957, 1958, all of them. It's not a city. It's the world's biggest classic car show. The cars just don't move. Don't worry. I'll bring the fuel. I'll build the gas stations. I'll have all of Havana moving again in 6 months.
Our cars are not broken. They are vintage. Collectors would weep if we...
They are weeping because the cars don't have engines. Marco, you're Cuban. This is your homeland. Talk to the people. Tell them the good news in Spanish.
Hola.
Very fluent. That's the whole language right there.
Thank you. That's 40 years of practice, sir.
Very good. Now tell them I'm saving their city.
Hola.
He said it twice. They got the message. Very effective communication. This is why I brought him.
It only said hello. That is one word. Twice.
And it landed, didn't it? Look at their faces. They're moved. The old lady is fanning faster. That's excitement. And right here, this spot, right on the Gulf of America, is where it goes. Trump Tower, Havana. Tallest building in the Caribbean. Solid gold. Visible from Miami. Visible from space.
That's incredible, sir. Do you need me to tell them anything else? I'm dying to speak more Spanish.
Just a second, Marco. Okay, I want the lobby here, casino there, golf course right along the water, best golf, Caribbean Gulf, and the whole thing has my name on it in letters so big the astronauts can read it.
That is the seawall. People fish there.
Not anymore. Now it's a monument. Very generous of me. And we're not breaking ground tomorrow. We're breaking ground right now. Get to work, guy.
Out.
He brought his own shovel, and it's gold.
You cannot do this. I am the president of Cuba.
Well, no, I bought Cuba. So it's the 52nd state now, behind Venezuela. Canada, you're next. And you, jacket guy, tour guide, best energy in Havana. You're running the place. Full benefits, dental, maybe vision. We'll see. Very generous package.
Sir, that is the president of Cuba for the third time.
Fine. I guess he can be the manager then. Okay. We'll check back in a few months. I'm hungry, Marco. Let's go.
Adios, Cuba.
3 words now. He's trilingual, unstoppable. I'm very confident he'll know 4 words by next week. To Cuba, you were in trouble. Now you're not, because your favorite president showed up with a gold shovel and a dream and subscribed to the Baby News Network. Even Cuba, especially Cuba. I'm very confident the Wi-Fi will work once my tower's up. God bless America, God bless Cuba, and God bless this Havana banana, which is tremendous, by the way. Cha-cha, cha-cha-cha, cha-cha, cha-cha-cha. Let's go, Marco. More cha-chas.
Sir, I'm trying.
Well, it is a nice jacket.
We're Phoenix Energy, a family-owned organization focused on unleashing America.
Oh, these people are insane.
That's just too funny. I'm sorry. That brought a tear to me eye. Oh, I was
Anyway, that's
I was coughing.
John, that's courtesy of the Baby News Network. Yes, they got a lot of stuff over there. No, we use it.
They're like this. They're like CNN, except for they like Trump.
Yeah, well, they're even kind of nice to Joe Biden, even though they're making fun of him. They're still nice.
Oh, they're poking fun at him, but yeah, they're not mean.
I mean, they let him go there and blow up Iran, which was cool.
Oh, God, that was funny.
And, I seen him, Joe Biden, with this one where Joe Biden's working in Krispy Kreme.
Oh, yeah, that's what I want to do. Oh, God, that was funny.
Yeah, it's there's lots of they got one with Trump and Melania in counseling. I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah. And one with them, they go on a date, which was pretty funny. Yeah, it was all right, I guess.
Well, they got a bunch of them where they're trying to go on vacation and everybody keeps showing up, especially Kim Jong-un.
That one was funny.
Him and Elon showed up like at 3 different locations.
Elon keeps posting the address, yeah.
Oh, I watched the new version 3 of the Starship blow up today. It was cool as hell. Perfect.
Version 3 of what?
The new Starship, the new version of Starship. They flew it today. They blasted it into space. It did everything it was supposed to do. It launched 22. So it launched 20. I forgot what they call them, Starlink satellites, like test signals or something. Then it launched 2 Digger Dog satellites, whatever the hell those are. It's something that SpaceX uses inside the organization because everybody who commented and said, "Oh yeah, they're Digger Dog or Dog Diggers or whatever." It's internal, but they never actually said what they were using them for. But man, the launch system is a Pez dispenser.
Yeah,
that's what it is. It's a giant ass Pez. Now they doubled the speed on it today. They launched 22 of them in no time at all. Just boom, 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 boom.
So it's like this.
Yeah. Well, and actually it would be standing upright. You got it right. So if it's standing up and down, they come down, it opens up, and it just slides out the door and goes out to spaceship. It's actually badass. It doesn't take anything to launch them. It's a cool launch system. Gene, they're gonna change everything. Hey, Colleen, I didn't see you up there. Hey, Kara, how you doing? Miss Benson, what you been up to? You still out in Cali? In California? You should always remind me when I'm out there. We could go have lunch or something. No, Jack. So we got a clip of it. I'll play later on. I can't play the whole thing because it's too long. But there's if you go to the Facebook page, there's like a 40-minute clip of it. You can watch it launch, it takes off, it loses one Raptor engine on takeoff out of 32, goes into space, does its business. When the Starship lit up, only 5 of the 6 engines lit up. One of the big Raptors didn't light up for some reason, but it still did its business. For some reason, they didn't land the thruster. They put it down in the Gulf and had it retrieved. And basically, the spaceship, they crashed in the Indian Ocean because it blew the fuck up. Excuse my language. I mean, it.
So it's not usable now.
No, so now next time, the next launch, they're supposed to retrieve both the booster and the Starship.
But these two pieces were scrapped, or
no, the booster wasn't. They went and retrieved the booster out of the Gulf.
But the spacecraft that crashed is not reusable.
And so far they crashed every fucking one of them.
Wow.
Into the ocean, and pretty much into the Indian Ocean. I guess they're retrieving them in some form or fashion.
I would imagine, yeah.
Because it always bothers me. Well, we're going to let the Russians and the Chinese go scoop that technology up. Come on, Elon, what the hell's wrong with you? You know what, Jamie? I'll see if I can find it. It's oh no, so we got some more. So we got a little bit more in the Cuban sunken city we talked about last week. But the only reason I brought that up because it says why nobody's talking about the underwater city found in Cuba, because they found one off the coast of Louisiana.
What?
13,000 years old at least, yeah.
Off of Louisiana.
Off of Louisiana, underwater ruins the theory is 12,000 or older years city, and it doesn't look like a Mayan city, dude. It looks like we're going to put up. We'll see it.
How far off the coast?
We're going to read. We're going to find out. I don't know. I didn't read that far. I just see it. We'll be also looking at the Dark Eagle. It's America's 300 hypersonic missile arsenal. It looks bad ass. We got one on how Elon Musk is going to take us to Mars. Oh, we got 26 odd pictures of things that suggest time travel is real.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Oh, we got some more.
Like those pictures.
We got some more videos came out. Let's see. This is we may be about to find thousands of alien life forms at once.
Really?
Yes, it's a very deceptive article. So it is true.
Microbes.
So they're doing this thing in the Arctic, and they think they're going to find thousands of different life forms that we didn't know about. Yeah. Well, we'll talk about it more, people. I'm just going through them as we're looking at this. This is all stuff we're going to be talking about later in the show. CIA just put the number on how long a Russian recruit survives in the Ukraine. Man, y'all gonna be surprised when y'all hear that.
35 minutes.
It's Jay, you hit it right on the fucking nose, man. But we'll be talking about
really?
that later. Yes, you did. You hit it right on the nose. I mean, 35 minutes. Oh yeah.
That's not good.
Earth's next door neighbor could be home to aliens.
Say that again.
It says Earth's next door neighbor could be home to aliens. And when we get to that article, we'll talk more about it.
What are they calling our next door neighbor? The moon? Mars?
No. Looks like a planet, so we'll see. We'll see. Aliens are already here, says Age of Discovery director Dan Farr.
I've been saying that for
decades. So this is interesting. Experimental explosion sparks panic off of U.S. coast as experts admit they never seen this before. So this is off to somewhere between Jacksonville and Orlando, like straight out in front of Gainesville, something in the Atlantic. Whatever the explosion was caused a 3.9 earthquake on the Richter scale.
A four is big enough to knock over buildings.
A 4. And it clearly says experimental explosion. So we'll be looking at.
And when did this happen?
No, we'll be looking at it after a while. It's a recent article, so we'll be looking at.
Okay.
And we'll be looking at it after a while. Let's see.
Spooky.
We are seeing the first evidence of alien life. That's interesting.
Where? How?
You gotta wait till we get to it, man.
You
And
can't make those
these
kind
are
of
all on
claims without backing
Facebook.
it up. Come
These are
on.
all on Facebook, people. All these articles with audio on
I
Facebook.
hope you don't have a whole bunch of clickbait up there.
No, maybe not. You know, I use clickbait. Still, U.S. hit Iran's most important naval base. Then the satellite image revealed damage. The harbor was burned. Yeah, they found that they sunk their number 1 and 2 submarines while they were doing all that.
How many submarines does Iran have?
They don't get any anymore.
0 is the correct answer.
Yeah, 0 is the correct answer.
Wow. And even if they did, it wouldn't matter if they had 2 or 1,000 or 2 million. They got crap on our sub fleet.
Yeah, that's their fleet's a joke.
Yeah,
They down.
especially the subs that are there. They're all Comstablant. They're all Atlantic based, and so they all have experience with Cold War time. I'm sure most of the captains on the boats above and below water are all, post Cold War captains and experiencers. So these guys are not. They don't play. You're not going to survive against those guys that are surrounding Iran right now. That Navy force is jam packed with experience.
Okay, where did I guess I can say that? I can't believe I didn't do that.
Oh, hey, what about that? Did you find anything else? I didn't have a chance to look today, but the story we briefly discussed about the finding of steel, possibly a steel tool in Egypt.
No,
the time of the pyramids.
But wait, there's something worse. So
What?
they just recently opened up a 400,000-year-old cave. Cave art and all in it. Like you see on the walls.
Right.
With what looks like steel tools or some type of metal tool.
Really?
Yeah, come on, dude. There's no metal. There's no.
There's no steel in a Bronze Age society. Otherwise, they would not be known.
I mean, 400,000 years ago, I don't even think it was Bronze Age. I think it was Stone Age.
That's the thing. I mean, the Egyptians were copper bronze. They were emerging from the copper into the Bronze Age when they started building the pyramids. Which means if they had steel, it bumps them up on the evolutionary time level by 2,000 years at least, I think. When did they start making steel? It wasn't for a long time that we were able to smelt steel.
Because we had found
2,000 years after that.
I remember something about we had found the things to make steel, but we hadn't figured out a way to get to the 800, 900, 1,000, 1,500 degree temperatures.
You got to get 1,200 to start melting those ores. Yeah, 1,200 degrees minimum.
But it's not just that. You have to, when you're going to put your blade, to sharpen your blade, you have to reheat it and then dip it. I mean, they like to dip it in oil. Back then, they wouldn't have had oil. They would probably use water. But, when you're forging your blade jack, yes, they get it all shaped out. And they get it to a point where you're going to put the edge on and they superheat it. And then they cool it up to the hilt. Go where the hilt's going to be. It's usually some type of mineral oil they use to cool it, to quench it, is what they call it.
Wow, okay. Here's something interesting. February 9, 2026. 5,300-year-old metal. Let me start that again. 5,300-year-old metal bow drill found in Egypt. Wow. Okay.
It's I'm saying there's a lot of stuff went on, and Jack. I mean, every time we dig something up lately, we're older. Look, right now it looks like there was some type of race on this planet that was in India and Africa and South America and in the Gulf for sure.
North America, Central America,
North America.
Everywhere. They were everywhere, dude.
As far as the Mariner race goes, I don't really find any evidence, say, above like the Deep South. It seems like it goes across and then hits the edge of the bottom part of Europe.
Okay, yeah, I'll agree with you on that. Okay, so it's more likely the story of Lemuria, Mu / Atlantis there are two different societies, ones that control each half of the globe.
Well, I'm pretty sure I know why. Well, I bet you it was only one big race then, but I'm pretty sure I know why it was like that. Because the ice sheets had come all the way down to right above Louisiana, almost. And at one point, they'd come all the way down to the Gulf, but they started to recede. So
yeah, they didn't quite get to the Gulf, I don't think, by the geological record.
They got
close. They got close.
What they did was the Gulf. Well, actually, they did get to the Gulf, but not because of where the Gulf is today. Back then, the Gulf actually came inland, all the way up to the top of Mississippi. So what it basically did is it just filled the Gulf in, or what used to be the Gulf was filled in from all the stuff coming from the glaciers. But regardless, all it means is this race was building on the edge of the glaciers around the world. So anywhere there was ice, they would go to the coast because the coast was warmer and there was no ice, and they would build. And if you notice what we're talking about, the southern part of the country, which is semi-tropical, and then you've got Cuba, which is getting close to being a little more than semi-tropical, and then you go down and Japan.
No, I think Cuba's in the tropical zone, I believe.
I know it's real close. I know it's. I don't know if it's Cuba, Puerto Rico, but anyway, one on this. Well, John, it's. I can't remember how many miles it is off the equator. That's tropical.
Yeah, that's what the bands are. The Tropic of Cancer, and what's the other one on the other side? Hey, Google, what part of the world is considered tropical?
The tropics are the region of Earth surrounding the equator, generally located between the Tropic of Cancer at 23.5 degrees north latitude and the Tropic of Capricorn at 23.5 degrees south latitude. While this area is known for being consistently warm,
is Cuba within the Tropic of Cancer and the equator?
Yes, Cuba is located entirely within the tropics, situated just south of the Tropic of Cancer.
So it's right there on the edge. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's right on the edge, but it's within what would be considered by science the tropic.
Well, no, that's cool. Well, no, that just helps to define the line through the Gulf. So we know that Havana is 90 miles from Miami. We know that the bottom of Florida, the bottom of the Keys to that side of Cuba is only about 65 miles. So that means it's probably less than 30 miles. Miami's probably less than 50 miles from being tropical.
It probably 15, 20 minutes by plane jet to get there, and I'd say 2 hours by boat.
Jesse, where I live is considered semi-tropical.
Yeah, Florida is semi-tropical.
We get a lot.
The whole of the lower United States, Florida to
basically the Gulf Coast.
California.
Yeah. Basically the Gulf Coast and the lower East Coast and part of really not the lower West Coast. California is not, but when you get into Mexico, it is. California's got effed up. Don't get me wrong, LA's got beautiful. That's 76 in a day, 66 at night. I mean, shit.
Yeah, it's one of the few places. Also, like Scottsdale, Arizona, one of the few places on the earth. These two places, LA. Scottsdale, Arizona, you can go swimming in the afternoon and then drive up the mountain and go night skiing.
Yeah, it's
how cool.
Jimmy, well, no, I mean, the Iran thing is basically the Iran thing. I mean, Trump is so Trump started in on the infrastructure now. So he blew up some tanks. I mean, not battle tanks. He blew up some oil tanks. And then he took out 3 plants of some kind.
Did he went up to Carg Island?
I don't know if he went up to Carg Island, but he went and tore something up. And then he went up, I think they said he took out a bridge, and then they took out, I thought they said 3 power plants. Oh, and they took out the rail that runs between Iran and China.
The train rail?
Yeah, they took it out. So.
Good.
So, and it's what Jimmy
that could be the first volley of World War III.
No, actually, Iran's done. The problem over there right now is Jack and Jimmy is this: there's no true leader in Iran right now. They don't really have much. They have no navy, no air force. They have a couple.
Fourth generation of leaders are what's in control now, and they're all fighting with each other.
So you've got people from different factions that want control. Hey Sherry, they got people in there that want to get control for their each faction, and some of these are more radical than others. And what happens is we make peace with one, and then the other one just goes and blows some shit up. And then after 4 or 5 times it's going on, we just got tired of them and started blowing shit up again.
That's why we're getting the mixed signals on the news. You'll hear like from the press secretaries and the news media that they want to make a deal. And then you'll hear from the other news media moments later or even the day later that it's translated from their native, I think it's Farsi, that they're saying, we will not capitulate, we're going to kill America. And it's like, make up your minds, dude. It's like, we're at the point where I'll pitch in an extra buck to the United States government right now if they want to drop a nuke on the entire country. Here's $1 for your troubles. Do it. I mean, we've been messing with these people. Have been messing with us rather than us messing with them. They've been messing with us for 47. Let's just call it 50 years. They don't want to play ball. Nuke the shit out of them. Get them off the planet. There's no business. They have no business being here if they want to be a bunch of whiny, crying diaper babies.
It is.
I mean, that's basically what they are. They're whining, crying diaper babies. They're just immature as shit. And that's coming from me. I like to actually be immature. I like to play games and do goofy shit.
Okay, now we're gonna play a couple of inserts of this speech he gave last night.
Who he? The Gayatollah?
No, the President of the United States.
El Trumpo. El Presidente de Cuba.
Trump gave a big speech last night about it wasn't State of the Union, but he did talk about the things he's done and how the country's doing. But then he spent 20 minutes on election fraud. And get this, I included election fraud in the title. Facebook would not let me publish it.
Really?
He kept saying you have to modify the title, but it wouldn't tell me what it was. So
Zuckerberg, you sell out Nazi punk ass.
So finally, I took that out, and guess what? It worked. I was like, I thought it was because there was a thing in there that said Iran, what the fuck? So I thought, well, maybe that was a problem. No, that wasn't a problem. None else was. So it was just like, so when I took it out, it worked. I was like, you cocksucker.
They're letting girls, post, pictures with their boobies hanging out, which they're not supposed to on Facebook, but it's not surprising. They're just they're Nazis.
I'm on Associated Press YouTube page. They've only got 4.5 million subscribers.
Wow.
Damn, Associated Press. I mean, that's good, but I mean, that's. I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna play this. No, we'll be stopping and starting. If you hear something you want to quote on, Jay, just tell me and I'll stop it. It's Let me go ahead and put it on full screen. Throw me up on the screen, baby.
Well, throw it up at me and I will. I don't.
Oh, it ain't up. I didn't put it up there.
No, it ain't up here.
I apologize for that. It's not going to work if I don't give it to you. No, it's not how it works, people.
There it
okay, got it.
Yep, that's there. Yep.
Okay.
The volume's up too.
Okay, let's check. Yeah. Okay. So this is the president of the free world.
You're already 12 seconds in.
The guy who gave Xi Jinping hemorrhoids last night.
Oh, good.
Man, he. I don't know if we're gonna get to listen to that part, but on the backside of when he's talking about election fraud, he's talking about how she had 2 million fraudulent votes, and he was putting it to us. And it was, and wait, he said he's got evidence for this. So he talked about they found like 3 or 4 dozen burn bags that they were supposed to burn.
Bags of legitimate votes.
No, burn bags of FBI and CIA documentation.
Oh, okay.
Of the investigation into Trump, the Russia thing, the voting thing, voting fraud that they had found. All of that was supposed to be
somebody's covering their tracks.
Yeah, well, somebody, either somebody.
And they're.
It is possible. It is possible somebody didn't burn this on purpose. It might not have been an accident. somebody might have said, you know what, this needs to come out.
Uh-huh.
But Jesse, some
Well, I mean,
FBI agents are good agents. They're not all like Comey in it. I mean, you know.
And what did Trump say in his first administration? I'm here to drain the swamp. And here he is, draining the swamp part 2, and it's getting liquid, man.
Rita, I did see that. It was a Akeem Jeffries Kamala Harris ticket.
Uh-oh.
Jay just cut up turd. He couldn't help himself.
Oh my God! No, that can't be a good idea.
I think it's a good idea for the Republicans.
Did you say Hakeem Jeffries?
Hakeem
Kamala
Jeffries.
Harris.
Hakeem Jeffries.
Yeah. All right.
It's anyway. We're gonna put your beautiful president on right here, Jimmy. What do you mean? Do I like the president? Okay. I didn't vote for him. He did it 3 times. Didn't mean I didn't like him. Just meant something in the lighter side of me said, no, Joe, it's the dark side.
Yeah, and what is the darker side of you saying now? I should have voted for him. God
No,
damn it. I should have did it.
No, I've always liked Trump, and I thought Trump did a good job in the first part of it. And I think, as some other stuff we're going to show later on, a lot of Americans have now come to think that we were lied to about Trump. Because more and more media keeps coming out that
I would agree.
We were lied to. So
I didn't actually like the dude until this year, until like maybe a month or 2 ago. I constantly on this show and other shows, I constantly said, I think the man's an asshole. I like what he's doing in the White House, but I still thought he was an asshole until really just recently.
And then, see, that's the other thing that was interesting to me is, I kind of felt the same way about him. And then I heard Kid Rock and the Indian guy and then Bill Maher and then that woman that did credit.
Was it Nicki Minaj also who did a
180
flip?
That guy that I was like, who the fuck is this guy? This ain't the president, but that is the president. See, and that's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. That's the real man. The man that you hear Bill Maher and Nicki Minaj talk about, that is the real man. The guy we get is his persona to protect himself and to piss off.
And also a lot of his NBC, he had that show, The Apprentice and Celebrity Apprentice, with a lot of those NBC marketing him, only showing the mean asshole moments from that show to get more, to get more credit, more hits for people watching the show by marketing him as an ass. And that's why everyone really dislikes him. I think it's mainly that, just that 2 TV shows, Apprentice and Celebrity Apprentice.
Well, but see, that's the thing, though. But he wasn't. And I think this is the thing hardest for most Americans, especially when it comes to racing. So until Trump decided to run for president as a Democrat, everybody loved him. Oprah Winfrey talked about it and raved about how good of a president he would make. Not just him, Whoopi Goldberg. He went on The View several times.
Friends. Yeah, they were good friends.
He went on all their shows. They all loved him. He helped all kind of black people all over the place. He helped the NAACP. The damn veterans ran out of money. He paid for their parade. Yeah. I mean, so you find out all these things after the fact because the media didn't want to tell you. But then you find out who the man is and not who the persona is. So you find out, no, he's a decent. And then when you see his grandkids, great grandkids around him, he's a good guy because kids don't act like that around assholes. I know. I have. Yes. When they start climbing over you, hanging over you, he don't even get irritated. You can tell.
Well, the thing that what sold me on him not being how he's personified by the legacy media, there were 2 ladies. One is Hispanic and one is black, and both of them were indigent, homeless, jobless, and at their wits' end to provide for their family. And I think both of them had 4, 5, 6 kids each, and both of them appealed to Trump. The black lady, he put her up in one of his Trump towers, rent-free in a condominium, her and her family, and he gave her a head housekeeping job at one of his Trump hotels in the city. I don't even think she has to walk a block to go to her job. The other lady, a Mexican lady, the Spanish lady, Hispanic lady, she got kind of the same deal, but I think she's an executive, in one of she's in his Trump offices as an executive, housekeeper, runs housekeeping throughout his buildings and hotels. And same deal. She's got a condominium that she doesn't pay for because he's put her up in it because they were on their last leg, and he helped them out. This was like during his 4 years off of the presidency that he did this for these two ladies.
Well, he brought
out of his own pocket too.
Oh yeah, well he brought like the Mandelas over. He did all kinds of stuff. He helped all kinds of people. He was just that's who the guy was, but that's not what we got. The media, right?
That's not what they want you to see, right?
Which made no sense because they all loved him so much before that.
You got to admit though, he brings in the ratings, whether they like him or hate him. He brings the ratings to these shows. I mean, why would Oprah? Why would Jay Leno? Why would any of them bring him onto their shows more than once a year? He wasn't presidential material 20 years ago, but he was friends with all of those Hollywood types.
Oh yeah, well yeah, he's a big Hollywood mogul. Yeah.
He had the two, actually not two, three pageants. He had the Miss Teen USA, Miss America USA, and then the Miss Universe pageants. He had those three pageants were under his. He owned them until there was a controversy with some of the other people who did maybe molest the girls, but he wasn't. Allegedly, he was mentioned in some of those, but he didn't do any. Allegedly, that's not good news.
Well, no, in the Miss Universe stuff, they all said Trump never did anything.
But still, the controversy came out, and people look at that negatively. So it's not good news.
Yeah, it does. But
even though he's legally exonerated from it, but
I think he still got like 3 times what he paid for it. So
yeah, he got his money out of it. But I mean, he also got controversy and another. It's a tick on his mark. I mean, it makes him look more like the asshole that the media wants him to be.
But that's back when the media loved him, so they weren't going to use it against it. See, that's the problem with that. They loved Trump for so long until they hated him, and now they hate him so bad they just it's like they can't even breathe.
It's like a switch was like a light switch was turned from on to off, or vice versa, right? Trump's great. Trump's great. Oh, he's an ass. He's a Nazi. He's a criminal. He's a communist, and all this other crap. It's just, oh my God, Trump derangement syndrome. It's out of control.
And then, unfortunately for them, they whoops, sorry about that.
Whoops.
The Democrats, go get a Nazi to run, and then then somebody else comes out and says, "Oh, well, he raped me." Or semi-raped me, however you want to say it.
Oh, he's got so many rape charges against him. That dude will be in the media in Boston for the next 20 years, probably.
He's James. So both the women who came out and on him dated him. So I don't know how that's going to play out in court. Yeah, when you're with somebody,
no means no, whether you're blackout drunk or not.
So the one girl said that. Yeah, she was just too drunk to actually consent, but that's hard to prove. That's one of them things that's hard to prove because if you were so drunk, you were too drunk to consent. I'm surprised you even remember it. So it gets. I'm telling you, people, courts when it comes to this are very fucking weird, and it all depends on who you get as a judge.
And both cases could be. Hearsay, but at the very worst, he goes up for full rape. At the very least, they reduce it to like sexual misconduct or something like that, and he does 5 years. Maybe 3 good standing on his head.
It sounds like so. In the one case, if she was drunk and they did it, they probably can't get him for rape, so he'd probably get counseling for that.
The other one, if they're both drunk, they could slap them both with statutory rape and call it that and call it quits for the day. Do a King Solomon kind of thing.
and well, the first girl was a Republican, Jenny, and that's why they ignored her. But, well, she's just a Republican. She's stupid. She's probably mega. She's probably lying. But then this other girl came out who was just recently dating him, and she's a Democrat. She said it, so they were kind of like, "Oh man." But in the end, he is innocent until proven guilty, and maybe they should have waited to see. He might have won this. He might not have won this, but he might have won this.
I think he's going to be in court for the next several years in the Boston general metro area, and He may not be national news from here on, but there'll be brief blurbs about him. And I think he's going to probably go up for at least a minimum of 5 years, and probably for a sexual misconduct charge.
Well, actually, he's in Maine, so Massachusetts.
Oh, whatever state he's from. Yeah, I don't.
It might be Boston, because it might be Mass. I get them two states confused for some reason, and one they're way apart from each other. That's the sad part.
Yeah, I
but
thought he was from Massachusetts, but whatever.
He's
yeah.
Platter is a mess. But if he's got money and a good lawyer, I don't know. I mean, look at.
He's got a Nazi werewolf tattoo on his titty, so I hope he gets through. If he goes to prison with that, they're gonna love him.
Well, he'll probably get indoctrinated in some skinhead group. Gene.
Maybe, but usually in prison, rapists are frowned upon. Rapists and child molesters are the most hated. Child molesters first, but
Jack, because we gotta well, because anytime there's alcohol involved, it's really hard to prove.
It turns into a he said, she said. When
then,
it's probably best that both parties just part
and then
ways,
the other problem is neither one of the women reported the thing before the breakup or before the guy ran for politics,
which puts a big sketch mark on it.
Yeah, so it gives it tosses up a red flag. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean it's not true. It just makes it harder to prove because you waited X amount of time and then you split up, and then you still didn't say
it makes it harder to prove, but I would say it makes it you have to look harder to prove it. You really have to dig. You can't just
well, what's going to happen is
go.
What's going to happen is a good attorney is going to say, okay, you broke up with the guy, you didn't say anything to anybody. A year goes by, you runs for political office. Even then, you wait for a while and then you say something. That just makes it look suspicious, and it just puts it taints it. And that's the other girl too. She didn't say anything after they weren't together. She didn't make it in. And then after he ran for office, she said something. And this has become a thing with the Democrats and the Republicans. A lot of time, look at Trump. I mean, look at everybody who's run. Look at the justices when they were running. Every one of them had women who said they had done something to them. Everyone, and that's not true. Not everybody who's run for office has done that. So it's a thing that can be used now. Oh, well, gee, no, don't think that. They just put this little 25-year-old girl in jail in Mississippi the other day for statutory for sleeping with a 16-year-old and a 14-year-old boy. Yeah.
In the state of Maryland, if you get caught in a vehicle with the doors closed and someone's underage, you both have your shoes off, it's considered statutory rape.
Yeah, be careful, people.
So just think about that coming from the beach. You're in a locked car. You have an underage opposite sex child with you. You can go to jail for statutory rape.
Well, there's a lot of stuff goes on in a lot of these cases. But so much of it. I mean, I think the prosecution rate's less than 30%, 28%, something like that. And then this is what's so up about that. Out of the prosecution rate, 50% are innocent. Yeah.
Well, rape cases, rape reports, rather, it's like, what is it, 15, 20% of the actual cases. So like 80 to 85% of cases that, actual rape cases aren't reported. So that makes it more difficult to, find the bad guys.
And that was probably true 30 years ago, even 20 years ago. But today it's more acceptable and there's more help. I'm not saying it's raised up real high though. I mean, but still it has such a stigma.
She might have a stat for that.
Yeah, she should.
Hey, Google,
I'm sure she does.
What's the current stat for unreported rape cases in the United States?
You'd be like, how am I supposed to figure that out?
Estimates regarding the underreporting of sexual assault in the United States vary, but data consistently indicates that a significant majority of these crimes go unreported. Research often points to figures suggesting that more than 2 out of every 3 sexual assaults are not reported to law enforcement.
That's 60%.
Some studies provide broader
70%.
estimates, with certain sources noting
It's
that the
90%.
reporting rate may be even lower depending on the specific
85, 90.
demographic or study methodology.
You know that's not true. Real,
Yeah.
real.
It's
So-
it's two-thirds percent. That's like almost 85, 90%.
But
of
I would
cases are not reported still.
I would bet you $1 million when it comes to rape rate, 60 to 70% of those cases are reported. But when it comes to like molestation or that date rape, I would say about 85%.
Yeah, she did specify that it was sexual molestation case. It wasn't just rape, so it could be child molestation. It could be, playing footsie with a underage kid.
What do you mean, Carol?
All kinds
Why
of
the
dumb things.
difference? Because adult rape is usually more violent.
Usually,
It's just a violent form of rape, so it tends to stick with the victim a lot.
and I don't know. Well, let's see if their status. Hey, Google. In most adult rape cases, how many of them wind up in murder?
It is rare for a rape case to result in murder. While exact, up-to-date national percentages are difficult to pinpoint because circumstances surrounding homicides are not always clearly identified, historical data suggests that cases involving both rape and murder account for less than 1% to 2% of all homicides.
Wow. Okay.
Most crimes categorized
pretty
as
good.
felony homicides, where a killing occurs during another offense like robbery or sexual assault, have historically represented a small fraction of total murder cases in the United States.
Okay. So only like 1 to 2%. So that's a lot lower than I would have guessed. Hey, Heidi.
Hey, how you doing? It's
Yeah, that boggles the mind. 1 to 2%.
Jimmy, what are you talking about? Oh, I did post that. So a long time ago, 15 years ago, on this very show, Stephanie and I
Kitty cat at the door.
Stephanie and I did a special on abortion on this show. And if you go listen to it, it's a damn good show. It's hard hitting, tear jerking. It's a tough show to listen to. So recently I decided just to check the updated stats against what was on that show. It's mind-blowing, the genocide that we made. So in America, since abortions were made illegal, 60 million babies have been 60 million. Worldwide, 3.3 billion. It's genocide against our children. I don't even know what to think about that. And you know what? To all the religious people out here, now you know why you're going to burn in hell, because God's going to come here and wipe us all out for killing 3 billion babies. Yeah, Jimmy, maybe that's why the goth isn't getting full, because we keep sending them back. What's more than that, though? You're not thinking about it. 3.3 billion babies were killed. They would have probably produced, so that's 50, 60 years. That's 3 generations of children. So that's probably closer to 5 or 6 billion people.
What about the 300,000 or so plus that have gone missing through the Biden years that they've only found? What have they found? 100,000 of them?
I think it was like
160,000 of them?
Yeah, 160, 175.
140, 160, something like that.
Yeah, it was between 145 and 175 last time.
They found about half. Where's the other half?
Well, actually, Jesse, we were surprised. Jay and I did missing children, missing people one night on the show. And you'd be surprised how many of them get found. It was a much higher percentage than either one of us thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was. It was a pleasant surprise. It wasn't a bad surprise. It was a pleasant surprise. Well, because a lot of people run away. So about half of all of your missing cases are kids just running away. And sometimes, a lot of those kids come back. Maybe years later, but a lot of them come back. 80% or more.
Or they go somewhere else and become successful somewhere else.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily die or disappear altogether. They may take on a new identity and have their name legally changed, and in some cases may even get their social security number changed. If you really want to hide from your parents, changing your name and your social security number are 2 good ways to do it.
There's a lot of runaways, and not all runaways are because they have bad parents. Sometimes it's people being talked into stuff or daydreaming or other things. Oh, I want to go to LA and be a superstar.
Yeah.
half them crackheads you see homeless out there are people who went to LA to be a superstar.
Yeah.
Well, Jack, I mean, in today's world, it's different. It's such a faster moving, much different pace world today. And everything's instant connection. I mean, you can connect to anybody on the effing planet in a matter of, milliseconds. Literally, anywhere on this planet, you can connect in milliseconds. Even if you got to bounce off 2 or 3 satellites to get there, like if I want to talk to somebody in Australia. I'm going up to Satsund and back down to a dish and back up to another satellite and then back to a dish in Australia, which is probably going to bounce off another satellite to go to the dish in the home base in Australia. It's like choo, 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 choo. Uh-huh. Yeah, y'all like that map. I posted that. Jay and I sat here and did this Wednesday night, clicking through Starlink. Drax.
Oh God, yeah.
There ain't no doubt that he is Drax.
There's no question.
Yes. And now listening to his plans and how he's going to colonize and take the world over. I love you, Elon, but you scared the crap out of me. What do you mean? Bitcoin's coming back up. It's got a long ways to go from where it was when it got to 120. Well, it looked like for a while there, it might have even went up as high as 2, but then it dropped back down. I think right now it's in the mid 60s. I'd have to look and see, but I'm pretty sure I own a little bit of Bitcoin. Not a lot. I actually bought some SpaceX stock. Yes. I waited though because I knew it was going to drop. Yeah. Elon's worth $950 billion right now. He's not a trillionaire. Close. Just not quite there.
Didn't he cross the market and come down or what?
Yeah, that's what I said. That's when I waited to buy my Tesla. My SpaceX stock. So it went way up. Yeah, I think I bought it at 130 or 128 or something. $128 a share.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just let it sit there. It's only like 10 shares. So. Well, I got some deal. It might be 20 shares. It was a split thing they had going on. Regardless, it was just still, I'll give it to like one of the grandkids or something. I'll leave it to like when I die. Yeah, because believe it or not, them few little shares in 50 years, 100 years will be worth a lot of money. Do you know how many? So wait, this is what's so funny about Elon Musk. And this shows you how different of a boss he is. So when he put SpaceX, on the market, he created inside his organization and the media around him 5,500 millionaires. People who worked for him and attached his companies, he created 5,500 millionaires. And on top of that, he created 300 billionaires. Just because they were associated with his company when it went public. Now that's a boss you want to fucking have.
Yes, makes you a millionaire overnight.
Plus, I hear all its benefits on that his places of work are fabulous. Well, because he's a workaholic, so he wants his people healthy. Yeah. Yeah, we can't really blame him. You know what? We do have, I think we might have it. Let's look right. Ow, what the hell was that blasting in my ear? Yeah, we don't care about all that. Yeah, the SR-72, we like it too. But we're not. Hey, Pamela, how are you doing? All right, jeez. Oh, Pamela, shut up. Oh, and don't forget about this one. Scientists say they figured out the cause of ghost.
Cause of what?
Ghost.
Cause of ghosts.
Ghost.
They found the cause of ghosts.
Yes, the cause of ghosts.
Hey, do you know why ghosts are such terrible liars?
Oh, shit. No, I don't.
Because you can see right through them.
Yeah, I knew that. Let's head get some coffee after that. Actually, Dean, let's see what we got. Oh wait, so you know what? Let's put this up. No, we'll come back to that. Jim. Let's pit this up. Where is the chat?
What do you got?
Let me go find. Oh, there it's the chat. I mean,
Are you on the correct time though, Hardy? You listening to us in the past still? All right, that's up there.
Okay, people,
Oh.
this is the one they found off the coast of Louisiana and Texas.
No kidding. Oh, you got to be. How far off? How far off?
Let's see what it says. From federal science.
13,000 years old. Wow.
Why is it doing that?
We had an archaeologist on Church of Mavis.
Let's see. I was hoping it would give us some that. Is this it? What is this? No, we got the one for the coast of Cuba, and we're going to put it up next. Because these are probably like catty corn from each other.
They're probably the same, if not the same city, the same civilization.
Well, let's see what it says. What? Oh, how long is this? Let's see if this is something we want to listen to. Where is Jay at? Well, there it is. Okay, we're there. All right, let's see what it sounds like.
Staggering 4.5 billion years old. In that time, over 115 billion people have lived here, developed cultures, and built massive cities, some of which are now hiding under our oceans, seas, and lakes. The next 5 structures likely once existed on land, but at some point they were swallowed up by rising waters and forgotten by history. That is, until now. Here are the 5 most mysterious underwater structures ever discovered.
Oh, yeah, let's see.
Number 5, Lake Michigan Stonehenge.
Oh, yeah.
In 2007, Mark Hawley, a
you make
professor
that
of
bigger?
underwater archaeology from the Northwestern Michigan College, was with his colleague on Lake Michigan,
Did it go up?
searching for shipwrecks
Yeah.
using sonar equipment. They made several passes without luck, but were amazed when they found an intriguing set of stones. Divers were sent down to take pictures, and what they found gave them chills. 40 feet below the surface, there were stones arranged in a circular manner, with equal distances between them. Furthermore, they also found one very curious stone that bore a carving of what looks to be a mastodon, and these
Yes.
creatures have been extinct for over 10,000 years. As of now, it remains unconfirmed if the carving is indeed a petroglyph made by ancient man, but the clear, determined markings seem to point that way. It is believed the Stonehenge underneath Lake Michigan was formed when the lake bed was still dry, which would have been around 12,000 years ago during the last ice age.
Oh, kitty cat.
The regions around Lake Michigan have yielded petroglyphs before. On top of that, during the 17th century, scholars observed various prehistoric mounds, including what they called sacred stones, dotted all around the Great Lakes. Even the natives say that these stones were placed there by another race in reference to how long ago it was. So it seems likely that what was found at the bottom of Lake Michigan could very well be man-made. It's a relatively new find, so research is still ongoing, but it's intriguing to think that if the stone circles is in fact man-made, then that would make it more than twice as old as the Stonehenge we all know in England.
Wow.
It would also contradict the current belief that early North American civilizations weren't advanced enough during that time to even build monumental structures in the first place. Number 4, Cuba's underwater city.
Which one is going to
While
do?
conducting a joint
which one?
exploration survey with the Cuban government, a Canadian company called Advanced Digital Communications stumbled
I
on
know
what
you
could
should
be
have
one of the
got-
most intriguing underwater structures ever discovered. Off the western coast of Cuba, found an astonishing 2,000 feet below
That's
the water's
yet
surface.
another one.
The team found
Jay.
unusual structures that
What a bore,
strongly
yeah.
hints at a set of organized
Talk about this
stones
one.
let me let you in on something.
Whoa,
Sensodyne.
hang on.
If you have sensitive teeth, you have to try Sensodyne. It's a game changer. Brush twice a day for 20
A lot like you would see in a city or urban area. Armed with more advanced equipment, they went back in 2001 to collect more sonar images. This revealed that some of the structures look like large cut.
Okay, stop for a second. Now, Jay and I talked about the city just recently.
Yeah.
They put it at 800 feet of water, more in the center of Cuba, facing Florida. This is actually up on the edge. That's what I'm saying. It's 3 because there's one in the harbor.
Yeah.
No, so the original
That's the one that's
one,
800 feet. Yeah.
So the original one, the one that Dave worked on was in just 2,000 feet. That's why they had the yellow submarine there. They were using it for diving and looking at stuff and going around. The one in the harbor, I think they said was like 1,200 feet. And then the one in the front, they said were 800. But I don't know if they just flip-flopped it and didn't realize they did. So this is 3 different places on Cuba, by the way, we're talking about, Chris.
Yeah.
So the one right now is on the western tip of Cuba, facing like towards Mexico.
Yeah, it's on the southern part of the western end of the island.
So the one we just talked about, which actually looks like the one they're showing right now, which is confusing, is in the center of Cuba facing Florida.
And it looks like Copan. The structures look like the same temple.
It looks like the same
Copan.
setup. Yeah.
Yeah.
And both
Well, I
these
don't know if
sites
it's
were
set up, but it's at least it's a tall, skinny triangle rather than the broader ones like it.
Well, Harold,
walk in and
the 2 sites we're talking about right now, the pictures are all almost identical in what they look like. The one from the harbor is a little bit different looking, but still. Now, the reason this is important is because the one in Louisiana is a different style city, more like Turkish or Greek or Roman in the middle, in the early end of the last century type. Anyway, we'll see him. We'll bring him up and you can see what I'm talking about. But anyway, we'll just back him on. This whole video is 12 minutes. So if you need to get run to the bathroom, get a Coke, whatever, guys, here we go. We still got about 9 minutes left of it. Well, I'll say that I can get it started again. Hello. Oh, I'm in the wrong place, dumbass.
Yeah, there you go.
Planet, measuring around 8 by 10 feet. There were those that appeared to have been stacked on top of each other like a pyramid, while others were isolated in terms of placement. Other points in the sonar also appeared darker, and since only denser objects would appear darker on sonar, it's possible these could be some kind of metal coating or alloy on parts of the structure. These pieces of rock are far too deep to be explored by humans safely. Only sonar scans and videos exist of the various structures that seem to support its man-made origins. One theory supposes that this underwater city sank 15,000 to 50,000 years ago.
Wow.
Stories from the Yucatecos passed down from generations believe their ancestors once inhabited this small island that sank and vanished beneath the waves. Zalitsky, one of the founders and head of the team, noted that after continued research, they approximated the area to be 12 square miles, a size similar to that of a modern city. Various samples obtained from the area shows that the structures are granite stone and have been polished. The thing is, much of the peninsula along the northwestern portion of Cuba is made from limestone, and the same goes for much of the Yucatan Peninsula. Perhaps the strangest thing about finding an underwater structure of this size and under all these feet of water is that ever since Homo sapiens walked on Earth, the sea level never went below 1,300 feet anywhere. Hence, finding structures or even a former city at a depth of nearly 2,000 feet is a complete mystery.
Yeah.
Could we have stumbled upon a unique ancient race? Or maybe it's time we rethink our established views of ancient history and civilization.
Yeah, we're obviously wrong.
No, yeah, pause it real quick.
Yeah.
I think what we're seeing there is evidence of, and I've had arguments with the strong in Australia about the planet growing in size year to year, and I now agree with them because their argument is absolutely 100% scientifically correct. The fact is that somewhere along the way, the water table on Earth increased. Not because the ice melted or froze. Look, if you have, like we have a cup, you have a cup, you fill it to a certain level, then you put ice in it. Now that ice melts and remelts and refreezes and remelts and freezes and remelts and does, like a cycle like our ice age does. It's never ever going to overspill the glass, right? So something added to the water table, kind of bringing in Velikovsky and my theory that maybe something flew through the universe, came through our inner solar system, sucked all the water off the planet Mars and dumped it on Earth, increasing the water table.
I see. I would kind of agree with that, but I'm pretty sure we're going to find that most of Mars's water is still there. But
something
I would take. Oh, wait. No, I would take your same theory and just move it up one planet towards the fifth planet. When it was destroyed, there may have been one of its oceans that ended up here. It may have just floated here, and we just collided. Instead of colliding, we could collide with an asteroid. Well, think of it this way.
Whatever the mechanism, the fact remains is that our container, Earth, the flood couldn't have. If there was a flood that would cover all of the land for 40 or 50 days, that's not our oceans. It would be days or maybe a few weeks, and all the water would recede back to the low parts. If an increase of water, let's say another ocean, like say something the size of the Pacific Ocean, came and sploosh, hit the Earth, that would cover most of the land until all the water could resettle and go back into all the nooks and crannies, which would require several months to fill. There's a lot of caverns that it would take to bubble into. So
Jack, the best way to explain this is here's Earth, it's cruising along. Okay, there's a big, huge bubble. Remember, the water is going to be a big round circle of water floating out in space, because that's where water naturally goes into a bubble, into a circle. So here you see this thing
ellipse, actually, but yes, it's spherical.
Well, it does depend on what's around and if it's being tugged on or not. But anyway, so this thing's headed towards you. We're headed towards it. Now it was probably bigger than the Pacific because it came off the fifth planet. It probably doubled the water table on our planet, because if you double, so if you go back to the dinosaur era, it seems like the water table was about half what it is, and we'll get into that in a minute. But so anyway, but this is what would have happened. It would have hit the planet. It would have created a slosh effect. So you would have first gotten a massive, I'm talking, I don't know, mountain size, almost Everest size tsunami across the planet. It would have just basically washed.
It would have covered the entire land masses.
And then as it sloshed back towards the other side, it would start to flatten out. And as everything finally flattened out, it would drain in. It would basically, I shouldn't say drain, it would just fill the low-lying areas and raise them, like this city in Cuba. It raised the water table 2,000 feet. That's a lot of water. And that means that they raised the water table around the planet 2,000 feet.
Think about all the history we don't know. We don't half of what we are looking for. We've always been building near the coast. So what if that coast was, half an ocean ago?
So
half of our ocean was not here. It would all of the land mass would be lower, and I'll bet you if we
would have been a lot more land.
And I bet you if we took water off the planet right now, it'll just like froze it and like put it in orbit for a day or two. I'll bet you we'd find a whole shit ton of other cities.
Ask Google if you cut all the oceans down by half the volume, how many feet would that be?
Hey Google, if you cut down the world's oceans by half, what would that volume be?
Feet.
If you cut the world's oceans in half, the remaining volume would be approximately 669 million cubic kilometers.
How many feet would that be? Hey Google, how many feet would the oceans be if you reduced it by half?
If you reduce the total volume of the oceans by half, the average depth would also be cut in half. Based on an average depth of 3,688 meters, the new average depth would be about 1,844 meters, which is approximately 6,050 feet.
It's not all that far.
So, yes.
But that's a great deal of land that's exposed.
So that city off the coast of Cuba would have been exposed.
Yeah.
So now we know. And you see, now we figured this out on here. I don't understand science sometimes. So now we know that more than likely that's what happened. We collided with a volume of water somewhere in the solar system. Well, Jack, it wouldn't have been frozen. So one off, there may have still been animals alive. That may be where freaking octopus came from. They don't think it came from Earth anyway. No, they don't. They don't think it's native to Earth. I have heard dozens of scientists talk about this damn thing.
It's the only creature on the Earth whose blood is blue. I do.
And it has multiple brains.
8 brains, 1 for each tentacle, and 1 for the big bulbous head thingy. Yeah.
So that's because the tentacles can make decisions on their own.
Yeah.
No, that's hey. You know, it's like 1 U and 8 mini U's.
Yeah, it's 8 mini U's pretty much.
Well, no doubt. So, but that's how it would have happened because as Earth approached it, so this thing would be juggling and moving and swirling around in space.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it would probably still be warm, you know, even because of the mass of it. You got to remember what we're talking about here. Billions of hectoliters of water. So it was still just floating along when it got here. And because of its movement, it probably created heat in the ocean itself. God knows how many animals were still in there and how much other stuff was in there.
It may have also been ejected from the planet at a velocity that it didn't have time to really freeze. You know, and that thick of a body. Let's say it was the entire planet's liquid water. It would take months. It wouldn't instantly. It would take months for it to freeze. But I think it would probably hit the Earth within days. It's how fast it hit us. It came at velocity.
So this is the thing. Well, no, Jack, there's always a paradox where we're closer to a planet than not. So with whatever happened to the 5th planet, if we were near in its celestial orbit, as we were making our orbits, and this was the closest point, and it actually blew up towards us. Well, there's also debris here, remember?
Well, we know it did because we have all of the meteor showers come from their trajectory. The origin point is the asteroid belt.
Well,
and all of the asteroids that are striking us from the asteroid belt are from an explosion. It's like the shotgun blast is coming in. It's coming our way.
Yeah. Well, no, Glenn, they're not all from the asteroid belt. No, that's a lot of them for comets too. That come through the solar system. Halley's Comet. We pass through their comas, their tails, and that's what the field is. No. Jay's right too. No, don't get confused. Both are true. They're both true. We get bombarded from the asteroid belt with all kind of different sizes of bullshit. We also nowadays get bombarded by our own space junk. Yeah, unfortunately, we do. But then we also, every time we pass through a comet's tail, we get bombarded. Again, like that's why I call them the Leonids, or that's different names for this. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I said it the last few shows. When the argument that I had with the Strongs in Australia was that they say the planet is growing, not substantially, but it's growing, millimeters per year by all the debris it's collecting from outer space.
We're supposed to get. That
can't be true. But we're every month throughout the year. Let me just describe this real quick. I've said it before, but just to reiterate, throughout the year, this is what happens. Throughout every day, at least once a day, a rock the size of a pebble hits the Earth from outer space and lands on the ground, and is salvageable, becomes actual material. Once a month, something the size of your fist or a heart, a rock that size, hits the Earth, whether in the land or the water. About once a month, that's once a week is a heart size. Once a month is something about the size of a Volkswagen or a boulder, but 1,000-pound rock hits the Earth, usually in the ocean, but sometimes the land. And then about once a year, something about the size of a house comes into the atmosphere and usually lands in the water. But when those big ones land on the Earth, you usually know about it right away, and if it doesn't hit a house. But usually it's out in the African desert. And that's how the planet's acquiring material. It's all that stuff, actually, over billions of years, the planet will grow in size.
Yeah, Dean, NASA got a survey on this. So they say we get about 2 inches of water a year. Yeah, the planet collects about 2 inches of water a year. And depending, some years It can be as much as a couple of inches of debris. Usually it's metals and fine dust is what they call it, and as low as like a quarter inch, but every year. And remember, this planet is 4.5 billion years old. So you start doing the math, it starts getting bigger.
Well, let's do another scare tactic thing. The problem is people don't realize most of us are scared of water shortages. Well, number one, we have a great deal of fresh water. If we run out of fresh water, we have way more salt water than we do fresh water, and we can convert that to fresh water pretty easily. It might have a slight, different taste to it than regular fresh water because of the machine process we put it through. But the other thing is that we're floating through a vast universe of space, vastness of space, filled with H2O. There's hydrogen all throughout we're just floating through it. We could just siphon it from our very outside of our atmosphere and convert it into water very easily by mixing it with oxygen, which we also have an abundance of, which is we're never going to run out of it because we have trees, we have to keep them growing, but also volcanoes create oxygen. So we're not going to run out of either of those resources. However, if we're not smart and we keep on doing the stupid stuff we're doing, we could taint those sources and poison ourselves to death. So
as long as you keep the
we're
oceans,
never going to run
you're
out
good.
of them. Yeah, we're never going to run out of any of those.
Jack, I think it's like 85% of all oxygen comes from plant.
Yeah.
Well, you know what irritated me about that, dude? So when I was going in school, I was always told that all of our oxygen came from the rainforest. I was like, well, it makes sense. All a bunch of trees, keeps it clean. And then one day I was sitting down. That's just not enough. Even with the forest in Africa. No, that's not far. Oh, no, Dean. So that's not really forest in Europe anymore. They have been basically cut down and everything's been manicured and rolled. It's not wild. With the exception of maybe the Black Forest in Germany, there's not really wild forest like there is in the United States. You're not going to go roaming seeing black bears or panthers. Matter of fact, most of the people from Europe and London were talking about, maybe a badger, man. A mad sheep or a goat, maybe a wild goose. I was like, what the fuck? Idiots. It's no, we got some more to play on this one. And we got lots of time, so we got a bunch of stuff we're going to go through, but we'll finish this one out because so far it's been pretty good. So decent. Whoops, did it again. Wrong screen.
Number 3, the Baltic Sea anomaly. This unusual formation or object was first sighted in 2011 when a Swedish treasure hunter and his team, Ocean X, were scouring the Baltic Sea using a side-scan sonar. Dubbed as the Baltic Sea anomaly, this unusual formation has the same look as that of a rough granite. It's around 12 feet thick with a wider diameter around 200 feet. It sits on top of a 25-foot structure, sort of like a pillar, and found at a depth of 300 feet. Another smaller object is also close by, and worth noting is that it seems to be at the end of a long runway or path, almost as if it was dragged a good distance before stopping. The second time the team visited the area, they noted that there seems to be a staircase that leads to a small black hole leading to the inside portion of the structure. Many experts believe it's an odd natural rock formation, while others think it could be a World War II anti-submarine device, which was extensively used by the Germans and the British. Still, UFO experts believe it could be a fossilized UFO that crash-landed into the area. This is fueled in part because of its disc-like shape. However, what's most mysterious about this structure is that Peter Lindbergh, the founder of Ocean X, said that when they were above the object, most of their electronic devices, including their satellite phones, stopped working. When they moved a couple hundred yards away from it, the gear started working again, and it stopped once they returned to the same area above where the object was located. If this is true, what could be causing these signal disruptions? Is this odd structure formed naturally, as some experts contend, or was it formed by someone or something else? To date, no one knows for sure what the Baltic Sea anomaly is or where it came from, but Ocean Team X hopes to explore it in more detail and hopefully provide answers as to what it is and where it came from.
It's obviously sweeping.
Number 2, Gulf of Combat. Once known as the Gulf of Cambay, the Gulf of Combat has become known worldwide as the cradle of civilization. Discovered in 2001 by India's Institute of Ocean Technology, while they were conducting a study on pollution, they unearthed one of the most compelling pieces of evidence that mankind and urban civilizations may be much older than anybody previously thought. The vast city was found using side-scan sonars. It's estimated to be 5 miles long and 2 miles wide. It's submerged at over 120 feet of water and contains various geometrical structures. What's most astonishing is that the entire foundation of the city is said to be atop huge megalithic foundations. When the area was dredged, they recovered various artifacts including pottery, sections from a wall, and even human remains. Carbon dating was done on a piece of wood and it showed it to be around 9,000 years old. This brought in a lot of questions, since the oldest known civilization is that of the Sumerians, which are believed to be around 5,000 years old. This city on the Gulf of Combat is showing to be much older than that, predating the Sumerians, Egyptians, and Chinese by thousands of years. No one knows for sure where or who these ancient people are, but there are theories. Some theorists and marine archaeologists propose that it's possible that if indeed the dates are correct, this could be the legendary city of Dwarka, mentioned in the epic Indian text, the Mahabharata. In Hindu mythology, Dwarka is the city where Krishna once lived. It was supposedly a lush city with plenty of trees and strong rivers, as opposed to the present-day Dwarka, which doesn't fit the timeline. It's said that the sea swallowed up Krishna's Dwarka. If indeed the city in the Gulf could be proven to be as old as it is, it could completely turn around our notion of the ancient world. Not only would it prove that man has been around for longer than once thought, but it would also show that the ancient Sanskrit writings aren't just a work of fiction, but instead actual historical texts.
Which means there's aliens in them their scripts.
Number 1, Japan's Yonaguni Monument. Tour operator Kaiichio Aratake first discovered Japan's famous Yonaguni Monument in 1986 when he was scouting for potential scuba diving sites for his company. The underwater formation is thought to be a remnant of an old Japanese civilization, said to have existed about 5,000 to 10,000 years ago. Ever since it was discovered, marine geologist Masaki Komura has been visiting and studying the formation, and he says that the more he visits, the more convinced he is that the structure is actually a remnant from the ancient past. The largest monument looks similar to that of a stepped pyramid, or the ziggurat of Ur found in Iraq. There are narrow channels, straight edges, and even terraces or steps that seem to indicate they are man-made in origin as opposed to natural formations.
Yeah, why are the steps
Despite
12 feet
tall?
tall?
The find isn't without controversy.
I just
Many
wanna know who's
experts
walking
still
them
argue
steps,
that the
'cause I mean,
monument
they're
is
like twice
nothing
as
more
tall
than a
as the
natural
thing.
formation. Masaki points out that he initially agreed with that, but changed his mind after his first dive and up-close look. His subsequent dives also indicated that other structures are found within the area. He says there are 10 structures in total, and there are 5 others surrounding the main island of Okinawa. Some of these structures include castle ruins, temples, an arch, and what seems to be a stadium. All of these ruins seem to be connected by water channels, and he believes they must date back at least 5,000 years. Researchers think that if this is in fact where an ancient civilization once thrived, it's possible they could have been hit by a tsunami, which sank and engulfed the entire city. The largest tsunami recorded in Yonaguni was in 1771, when it reached a height of about 140 feet. The tsunami in Japan in 2011 reached heights of 128 feet for comparison, and killed over 16,000 people. It's very possible that these ancient cities suffered a similar fate.
Yeah, big thing hit the water.
So there were 5 of the most mysterious underwater structures ever discovered. Our planet is composed of 71% water, and to date we've only managed to map out less than 5% of our ocean.
Well, we're glad to hear about all that stuff. Let's see. Let's go back where we were.
All right, and then let's see, where are we? There we are.
Okay. So this is the one off. Can you see it? This is the one.
No,
off
you got to put it up here first.
Because that's the one off the coast of Louisiana. Oh, Jackson.
Yeah, let's look at that because I'd like to see how that.
Judea. There we go. See if it's up there.
That's up there. All right. Yeah, make it
All
big.
right.
There it is.
So this does not look like. Hey, why don't you stop? Then go back, stay your size. Okay, stop. This does not look like one of the Mayan type cities. Well, that's not exactly true. If you look at the brick, if you look at the brick down at right here, this kind of might look like Mayan trees, but the rest of this looks Babylonian, Greek, or something.
No,
what you think?
Wrong. No, I don't. Nothing. There are three types of columns: Ionic, Doric, and Iambic, and then or whatever the third one is. I forget the third name. Those columns don't match those three styles. Those are Asian columns, dude. I think those are Asian columns.
I don't know. I've seen these type columns somewhere before. I don't think it was Asian.
Because of the flare at the top reminds me of the
you might be right about
the lotus blossom toppings on their columns. That's what I think it is.
You might be right.
None of that is like the classic Greek, Roman, Hey Google, what are the three classic column types?
The three classic types of columns are the Doric, Ionic, and Corinthian. The Doric is the oldest and simplest. The Ionic is known for its scroll-like volutes.
Yeah.
And the Corinthian is the most ornate, often featuring acanthus leaves.
Right. So those columns do not match any of those three styles. That I can tell you.
This looks like a little artifact. Come on, things stop going up and down over here on the right. It almost looks like a face.
It
like
looks
an
like
Asian
it
face.
it looks like a Dogu figure.
Let's see. But I mean, his face right here, I can make out the details on his face. It
looks like the face of a Dogu to me, yeah.
Let's see. Oh man, you can't get any bigger than that.
Watch it there, Clickety.
Oh, it's jumping around.
Clickety Jane over there.
It just every time I move the mouse, it just does it on its own. Let's see, I don't have to do anything. See it, look.
Yeah, I see it. It's cool.
But that
see, and in the center, that thing way in the back looks almost like a stupa.
Or some type of oven.
Or some type of pizza oven, yeah. Guaranteed.
Jack, as far as we know, this
$5. It's a stupa.
Jack, as far as we know, this is the local bakery in town. People forget that when they look at stuff. They always think of temples and castles, but they forget cities don't work like that. Cities have to have all kind of little shops, places to eat, bakeries, and other places that make food, butchers. You have to. That's in all the cities. Even back then, they were there. Well, I mean, this is a pretty simple 3-step. 1, 2, 3, 4-step. I'm sorry. Well, if it's a standard 9-inch or 7-inch steps, 9, 18, 36 inches.
Well, no. What the standard ride is what the step itself goes minimum 10 inches back. The riser is what at least 12 inches high, usually 10 or 11 minimum, right? And then how many do you put into the
well, we used to do 9.5, 10, but that you actually, Jack, you're supposed to do it 12 inches for the step.
Yeah.
So you can go anywhere from 7 to 10 inches tall, but it's better to go like 9.5, 10 because that step up feels natural to a person. But you want to go at least 1 foot, so when a person plants their foot, it's solid on the step. If the step's only 6 or 7 inches deep, your foot's going to be hanging off the backside of the step.
Yeah, by at least half. Yeah. And it make you unbalanced.
So yeah, if you're not holding on to a rail, you'll bust your ass. What would happen? So no, I mean, this looks like typical today's steps. I could probably find steps like that on any old house in New Orleans.
Yeah, and that what that part is called the the part you step on is called the tread. The part that goes up behind it, that wall, that's the riser. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So what I find
And then
interesting about this,
and then the thing that goes underneath is called the stringer. Now, the question I had for you was on the stringer. Typically, how many steps do you put?
I don't know, I have to think about
You got to measure the rise versus the fall, don't you, to figure out how many
it. Yeah.
steps you need.
Well, I mean, today you get all that shit pre-cut. So.
Yes, you can.
And just,
But
then
not
you
all
just
situations
adjust.
can that pre-cut
No,
stuff
but-
work. So you have
Yeah,
to cut your
but
own
a lot of
risers and
times-
stringers.
Yeah, sometimes you have to, but most of the time, what you can do is get them long enough that you can cut the bottoms and tops and modify. Unless
Right.
it's an odd pitch or something, or if it's a steep
Right, that's what I'm
pitch.
saying. The
all of
only
that
thing you have
changes
to
stuff.
change would be the risers and the stringers. You
Yeah,
pretty much the
it-
treads have to stay 10 to 12 inches anyway. But the risers and stringers, you may have to adjust how many you put on there because of the rise and fall of where you're going. If it's a unique and or atypical situation.
Jack, you see kick out stairs all the time. You mean the stairs with the back out the back, no back on them? Yeah, well, it depends on the kind of home it is. Or most of the time, you see them outside, apartment complex and stuff like that. But they do have them inside, like going up to the second floor where it's a step and then there's no back on it. It's usually like a wrought iron step or something like that. It's usually not a wood. So wood is usually more traditional. And they do those kind of black rail steps like that with the back out so that it looks like the area underneath the stairs is usable and bigger. Yeah, it's an illusion. Is what it is. Well, it's like sheetrock. All sheetrock is an illusion. When you look at a sheetrock wall and go, look how smooth and flat that is. That motherfucker is nowhere near flat. It's not smooth and it's not flat. Well, the middle seam is going to expand out about 14 inches to 16 inches, and even sanded really well, it's still going to rise up. From the center outward. So that's why sheetrock's done like that. They go outward X amount of inches so that it gives you the illusion that it's smooth. It's flat. It's not actually. If you put a level on it, most of the time you're going to find it's not. I mean, if you got a really good sheetrock, but if you go too smoothly, it shows the line down the middle. Yeah, if you take the mud off the bevel, then you can actually see the bevel itself. So no, you can't do that.
And if you're like some contractors, you take your drywall by the church before you go to the construction site, so that way when you get there, you can go, holy sheet.
Just slap you guys. I give y'all permission. I give y'all permission. Well, this is the one we just watched. This one down here. So let's see. What's this guy? What? 13,000 golf. Hey, it's a Golf of America, people.
What? Who said that?
It's a 13-year-old Gulf of Mexico continental shelf. At that time, sea levels were roughly low enough that wide stretches of what's now open water would have been habitable coast plains.
Yes, of course it would have been.
Yes, there you go, people. Well, no, we know we have too much stuff that point back to 15,000 years ago. So we've talked about this a million times, but really when it comes down to it, we'll do the easy ones, the 5 or 6 really easy ones. Orion, I'm sorry, the Great Pyramid lines up with Orion,
right?
12,500 years ago, roughly about 15,000 years ago.
Correct.
But so does the Sphinx, but it lines up with Leo.
Right.
So, well, no, the head on the Sphinx right now is not a lion's head. And Jay and I've talked about. I think Jay is right. It looks more like a dog than it does a lion.
Yeah, feet are long.
Maybe originally it looked like a lion.
The tail, a typical lion's tail. I don't think they're as long as the tail on the Sphinx. A and B, the Sphinx tail is it ends smooth like a dog or a regular house cat. Lions have a poof, like a cotton ball, like a rabbit tail kind of thing on the end of their tails.
Jack, the only thing that makes me think that maybe in the beginning it was a lion is because it lines up with Leo.
Yes,
but remember this, and this is important. We don't know what the ancient people thought Leo was. We're going by Leo
We call
as
it
we
Leo.
know.
They could have called it Anubis.
Yeah, so we don't really know. So but anyway, it lines up with that constellation at the same time. But not just that,
Oh, hey,
Angkor Wat.
here's a question for Google. Hey, Google, does the constellation Leo, could it be also considered looking like a dog? Was it once also called Anubis?
No, I think there's another one for that.
The constellation Leo is almost universally associated with a lion, most notably the Nemean lion from Greek mythology. There is no historical tradition of it being viewed as a dog or called Anubis.
Okay,
It
we
is
love
likely
you.
you are thinking of the constellation Canis Minor, which has been linked to the Egyptian jackal god Anubis and was depicted as a dog by medieval Arabic astronomers.
Okay, stop.
Yes, we love you.
I wonder if we took now. Robert Bovall did that. He found that lady who made the some computer map that they could roll the stars back to what they looked like thousands of years ago. That's how they aligned the pyramids and the Sphinx to those constellations. I wonder if he rolled it back to see where Canis Major, where the dog star would have been.
I don't know. Well, actually, NASA did this for years. Them in Milan, you could write to them, and they would go all the way back and tell you what was going on at that time, what time it was, when it was going. It was very strange, but you could do it. They didn't even mind doing it. No, Jimmy. So Angkor Wat also lines up with its constellation at 12,500 years ago.
The Draco constellation
Yeah,
specifically.
It is the Draco constellation. The Seven Sisters, which is Easter Island. The Seven Sisters is actually Stonehenge. Sorry, it actually lines up with
Ladies, yeah.
It's 12,500. It's going to the same thing with Easter Island. There's six or seven constellations that line up with monuments on our planet only at 12,500 years ago. And the pitch
and Mars.
And Mars. And then on top of that, the really weird part is every structure we're talking about was built at least 5,000 or 6,000 years after that date, except for the Sphinx. We think the Sphinx was actually built at that date, but everything else we're talking about was built after that. The Stonehenge is 5,000, 6,000 years old. Angkor Wat is about 3,000 years old. The Great Pyramids will go 3,000 to 6,000, whatever argument side you want to take. But Samaria 6,000, 5,000, whatever.
Well, Samaria, they say started around 5,000 BCE, which you add 2026 to that.
7,600.
2025 years ago. It's 2,000 years ago. It's a long time. But then they go back as early as 6,500. But they're just one. I mean, there's on the other side you have the Homan people who start their rate. This civilization goes from 14,000 circa 14,000 BCE to roughly 1,400, 1,700 CE. That's one of the longest living civilizations, and they're prehistoric. They're pre-written history. Those people.
Jack, the problem with all this is all we know for sure is it looks like that somebody built monuments to a date to remind us of some event that happened 15,000 years ago, whenever it was, somewhere.
Or is going to happen.
No. This is something, because all this seems to be after the fact. This looks like something that happened that they want to see. But it may be something that might be happening again. It might be Paul Blavalet's great cosmic pulse, which comes around every 26,000 years. So,
I still think they were built before the events. I mean, why would you build the pyramid tops to align with the belt stars after the event? You wouldn't.
Because you would actually. If you're doing it as a monument, you would. So that's the thing. Whoever built the pyramids,
if you want to light up beforehand, no, I think it would be done beforehand. Same with the
Sphinx. But there has been no disasters in the last 6,000 years. We can rule that out. So we know all this had to be at least 15,000 years ago. So that even rules out the pyramids. Even the Sphinx is probably only about 12,000 years old. So we're going past dates for anything that we're actually talking about right now. There was a civilization that was living here, and apparently was living all over the coastal world, because the ice had pushed everybody towards the center, and they were all living there. Something happened. Is that when the flood actually happened? Was it much later in time than we were told? Nah, it couldn't have been, because everything came back too fast. Something happened. A civilization disappeared off the face of the planet, and all their cities are covered in water.
I think more than one civilization actually was.
Well, these though, for
moved
some
in or
reason,
destroyed here. Yeah.
maybe, but these civilizations seem to be related. Whatever the civilization we're seeing in India and Japan and the Gulf, they seem to be related. There seems to be a common tie, namely the way they were living and where they were living. I think what happened was when the Ice Age started, there was a lot more people on the planet. Eventually, it came down to just probably the mariner race was probably the only race that really was left. They're the only ones that could move around and get food, do things. And they probably, at one time, were the main race. There was probably just little tribes living around, but they were probably the only civilized race on the planet at the time. Or whatever they were. It doesn't look like there was more than one of them because there's not enough cities to suggest there's more than one. But there does enough cities to suggest that there was a decent size group that had the ability to move around the world easily. Now, Jay's right when he said earlier, so if you have half the water volume you do now, Europe is much closer to us land-wise than we are to them because, all that, it's all land instead of water. Yeah, you can ride your elephant across it. It's fun. But the mariners were boat civilization. They're supposed to be the relatives of actually, the mariners are supposed to be the survivors of Atlantis and the founders of the Middle East and the Mesoamericans. That's what they're supposed to be. Whether they are or not, I couldn't tell you. It's anybody's guess.
Hey, now that video, how Hollywood aliens are probably wrong. Here's what science actually ... Can we watch that?
Yeah, we can put it up there. Let's go out. Click it up there. I'll probably have to. I'll say it. Click it up there.
You see how long it is. If it's really, really long, maybe skip through it. But
it's 17 minutes. You'll have to skip
17.
This episode of the original series of Star Trek.
Stop. Okay, I gotta go over here and put you. Oh no, it's up there. Good.
Yeah, it's up there. Yeah, just hit the big part. The big, expand it rather. The other one. There you go. Oh, hello.
Here we go.
The show tries
That's right, Mom and
Right
Dad.
off the bat.
My new boyfriend.
to pass off what is clearly someone's dog with a horn taped to its head as an alien life form.
Yeah, it's got an
It's
antennae
pretty
on it,
hilarious to revisit, not just to see the actors make a heroic attempt to stay in character while carrying this thing around, but also because this unicorn dog doesn't seem distinct enough from life on Earth to make a believable alien. But this raises an interesting question. If there is life elsewhere in the universe, just how alien will aliens look? It's a question many scientists and sci-fi authors have speculated on, and is a fascinating rabbit hole to go down.
Rabbit hole pause.
Yeah, the thing about alien life, and I agree, he's dead. I agree with him. And my IQ when he passed away, I let's just say I jumped up 14 spots. But anyway, he said something to the effect that alien life may be so alien that we are unable to recognize it as sentient life. And at that point, it would already be too late for us. It would be equivalent to the Europeans encountering the native Indians. It didn't work out so well for them.
Yeah,
those are almost exactly what he said. Yeah. So I agree with him that, we got to be careful. What we send out there. We encounter the wrong species, and we could be looking at an extinction level event, which would not be a natural extinction level event.
Jack, if you've ever seen Orville, there's the 2D dimension. Yeah, Yeah, the 2D.
Yeah, everything's like a painting or a drawing.
Yeah, it's flat. Yeah, it's weird how they did it. Yeah. They had to flatten the Orville out to be part of the dimension. It's just weird episodes. Let's see what we got. Go click.
So, for this entry into the archive, we'll explore relevant phenomena in evolution and physics to determine if extraterrestrials are more likely than before on my channel, because there is something oddly hilarious Earth still possess, and then through natural selection become more complex over millions of years. Yet across these variations, eyes always serve the same essential navigational function. And on another planet, a creature's chance of survival will also likely be higher if they can see where they're going. So if the first aliens we encounter end up having eyes, it won't be that surprising. The same can be said for legs. On Earth, arthropods and vertebrates evolved legs independently from one another after emerging from the water, while the shape and number of legs might
Donate plasma.
Entonces, ¿qué?
What the hell's going on?
¿Jugamos?
Vamos! Vamos!
Today and receive up to $800 your first month. CSL Plasma. Do the amazing.
fluctuate, the mechanical advantages legs offer are likely to be.
Come on, dude, you're bored.
Would they evolve a convergent form on an Earth-like planet, or would they look entirely different? The question of what intelligence even means could probably be its own video, but for now, let's keep things simple. Returning to Star Trek, Spock is certainly a suspiciously humanoid extraterrestrial, with an appearance identical to humans with the exception of elf ears and funky eyebrows. This was more the result of budget constraints than anything else, but it's a trend you see across a lot of science fiction. And while it's easy to assume that an intelligent alien would look like we do, that's not necessarily the case. Human hands might seem like a tool perfectly designed for crafting technology, but our hands didn't originally evolve for manipulating objects. The digits we use to work our smartphones began as a means to better grip onto the trees we used to swing through. Aliens would probably need complex manipulatory appendages to create technology, sure, but that could take any number of divergent forms. Likewise, our bipedal stature might seem ideal, but ask any orthopedic doctor what they think of our spines, and you'll realize the human body plan has some definite drawbacks extraterrestrials might want to sidestep. Of course, some things seem likely to be universal across advanced life in the galaxy. They'd probably need a large brain, right? Well, that might not even be the case, as crows have relatively tiny brains, but are able to solve logical puzzles and use simple tools. Their dense brain structure means they actually have a similar number of total neurons to that of primates, and indicates that alien intellects really might not need to resemble the human form after all, unless they also happen to evolve from a primate-like species that began walking upright. With all the planets in the universe, intelligent humanoid aliens aren't impossible, just not all that likely. Gravity alien life comes from Sam Villas-Boas's speculative work of Planet Anew, which I've
Introducing the new Intuit Business Credit Card. Save more with no annual fee and 2% unlimited cash back on everyday purchases. Spend $3,000 and get $300 cash back. Apply today.
covered before on the channel. This evolutionary thought experiment depicts extraterrestrials that take advantage of their planet's weak gravitational pull in a variety of ways, with many having tall, spindly bodies that wouldn't be able to carry their weight on our planet. Villas-Boas does imagine some convergence with Earth life would take place on such a world, but there's also a variety of life forms our planet could never support. On the other side of the spectrum, we have the possibility of alien life evolving on a world with a stronger gravitational pull than our own. Christian Klein's speculative field guide to alien life, The Teeming Universe, which I've also covered before on this channel, gives us a look at a high-gravity world occupied by heavy, slow-moving life forms. On the fictional exoplanet Borold, Klein imagines aliens that creep slowly across the ground like giant terrestrial starfish, their bodies built to withstand over 3 times the gravitational forces we experience here on Earth. And dissimilar gravity isn't the only variable that might make life on exoplanets different from what we're familiar with. Remember how I mentioned alien life might have eyes? Well, on a planet with an opaque atmosphere where energy comes not from a sun, but say, geothermal vents, you might see a world of sightless creatures. On Earth, many deep-sea creatures either have undeveloped eyes or no eyes at all. So it makes sense that on an alien world with very little light, there wouldn't be much point in having light-receptive organs, and organisms might navigate through their sense of smell or through advanced echolocation. And even if a planet's surface is inhospitable, maybe some organisms could thrive in a planet's atmosphere. Returning to the teeming universe, there's a section of the book that outlines the possibility of life emerging in the stratosphere of a planet somewhere between a terrestrial world and a gas giant like Jupiter. The chapter depicts extraterrestrials that float on sacks of internal hydrogen, steering themselves through the air. Familiar.
Yeah, weird.
And things could
Air
get
jellies,
weirder.
air jellyfish,
Different
so
planetary parameters aren't the only factor when considering how alien extraterrestrial life might be. So far, we've been assuming alien organisms would have similar fundamental chemistry to our own, but that might not be the case. Crystalline life based on the silicon atom, instead of carbon like life here on Earth, has been a topic of discussion among scientists since before the 20th century. Since silicon-based bonds are most stable at high temperatures, such life might theoretically thrive on planets with high geothermal activity. Prove such a theoretical concept with any certainty. Who knows, maybe somewhere out there in the universe, a silicon-based scientist is working on an article about how carbon-based life just isn't possible. In fact, some Earth animals have been observed using silicon in their structures. Diatoms are tiny phytoplankton that encase themselves in a wall made of silicate. Now, these organisms aren't silicon-based, but they do show the material's potential to be used in biological life. And why stop at silicon? Scientists at Cornell University have modeled a theoretical oxygen-free cell based on methane that could be the basis for some really unusual life forms. Protected by a cell membrane called an azotosome able to withstand extreme temperatures, these hypothetical cells could potentially survive on exoplanets with weak atmospheres. And going to the most extreme scenario, it's possible there are life forms that are limited view.
Entonces, ¿qué?
Ouch.
¿Jugamos?
Lucio.
Next level protection with NextGuard Plus. One and done monthly parasite protection against fleas, ticks, heartworm disease.
¿Será Farid Mondragón?
Use with caution.
Nah.
The universe hasn't prepared us for. When it comes to extraterrestrials, we don't know what we don't know, and maybe our definition of life will prove too limited in the infinite variations of would be completely different. So, if you're a world builder or writer who's worried their fictional creatures are too similar to Earth life, remember that nature itself isn't always completely original. And if you're worried your fictional life is too out there, remember that we are only just beginning to discover what's possible. Maybe one day we'll find an ecosystem much like our own, or an ecosystem that stretches the definition of life, or maybe we'll just find a planet full of crabs. As always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this entry, please lend.
For centuries, we've looked out to the stars and wondered.
I think the rules of genetics
The
are
fact that Mars-
you can't really mix the one species with another.
The fact that
It's
Mars
very difficult. But I do believe that in order for if the aliens are messing with our genes, for them in order to do that seamlessly, my speculation is, even though they were reptilians and grays and whatnot, I think they have a parallel evolution. I think they also evolved from the same equivalent of primates on their worlds. Ergo, their DNA is similar to our primate DNA, and therefore they're able to conjunctivite them. But had they been like lemurs, they wouldn't be able to mix their DNA with it. So I think that's the thing, is that they do have a similar evolutionary biology to them.
Wait,
Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to integrate with us.
Who's got
That's just my theory.
No, who's got a similar bio? I don't know. I didn't understand who you were talking about.
Oh, the alien, the grays, the reptilians. I think they all evolved from the equivalent primate species on their.
First off, we didn't
homeworlds.
evolve from it. I didn't evolve from primates. I don't have any monkey blood in me at all. I'm O negative.
But modern science says we have.
No. Modern science says RH positive people do. RH negative people don't. So RH stands for rhesus monkey. Okay, people, that's our genetic cousin. That's who we share our DNA with. Well, guess what? RH negative people do not share their DNA with the rhesus monkey. So I always talk about it's an offshoot of our species, and it's a growing offshoot of our species.
Yeah.
Eventually,
Was it
one day,
18%?
Yeah, well, yeah. Eventually, one day they're going to surpass and leave behind the arch positive people because they're just another stage in our evolution, and RH negative is the next stage, and there'll be another stage after them. No stage of evolution on this planet is going to probably be stable for at least 100 million years or more. We're evolving, and we're a race that's on the move. And the more we learn, the faster we do. I mean, think about multitasking. Can you go back and ask somebody from 1890 to multitask? I'd like to see their face in front of the internet, much less anything else, or let them watch the baby news now.
Yeah.
The point is it's too much. So it takes time for us to grow and expand, and that's what we're doing. And we're going to evolve, and we're going back to Mars. So in a way, some of us might be going to de-evolve or re-evolve, might be a better way to say it. Well, because Mars will change us. You know, we talk about this all the time about, they'll build places on Mars that have 1G gravity so you can live there and have kids there. That's fine. But you're not going to always be there. A lot of times you're going to be working in 1/3 G.
Yeah, and we actually talked about this on Church of Mavis. Our guest was Jeffrey Shanks or Sparks. Is it Sparks? He said it about the ancient times. We know there was some sort of civilization here. We see the ancient buildings that are destroyed all over the place, particularly those crumpled buildings on the top of the Bolivian mountaintop there. He said that if the aliens came and left, the possibility is that they're starting to come back, and I kind of agreed with him on this. But all the signs point to they really haven't left, but they've been here behind the scenes, just kind of pushing things along. Like when you teach a kid how to ride a bike, the kid's like, hold me, and then at some point you have to let go, and the kid's like, hold me, like, I'm holding you, and then the kid turns around and sees you're 20 feet away, and then it's when they crash, right? That's what we have going on here. They're the dad behind us they've taken the training wheels off, the aliens, and they're pushing us along evolutionary. And I don't know how many, 6 times, 7 times they've changed our structures and DNAs. Something to that effect.
See, I'm not. So this is where this gets clear. Oh wait, we ain't got nothing.
Yeah, we've taken that word back, people.
Yes, we have taken the queer word back. Yes, we've taken gay and queer back. So
it's weird, bizarre, or unexplained, and that's what we're talking about.
So the thing about it is, I'm going to explain this. Not nicely. Now you got me bring a whole other thing with that evolution, because evolution's a hard thing for us because did we actually come from this planet? I got a bad feeling that humans are not native to Earth. I think that's why God don't give a shit if she wipes us out, because we're not her children.
We can't be. We can't be. All the other mammals, if we evolved from the species on this planet, we would be also still, even today, 99% covered, maybe 85, maybe 75%. We might be balding. We might have species pattern baldness, but we'd be having a lot more hair. We'd be a lot hairier. We'd be mostly fully hairy, like the gorillas.
Yeah, like
and
my
we're
friend
not.
Tony, he looked like a damn gorilla.
Yeah, unless you're like Sicilian, you don't have a thick coating of leathery back hair.
Oh man, no, my friend Tony, but by the time he was 16, everybody thought this dude was like 35, man. Full beard, big hairy chest, hairy leg. I'm like, damn, man, you had scary looking.
Yeah, just filled with
he was like
testosterone.
he was like the Bigfoot. That's what he looked. He looked like a curly haired Bigfoot. That's what he looked like.
Yeah.
Well,
we had a couple of kids, the D'Alessandro brothers. They kind of looked like Neanderthals. They had the deep brow ridges, and they had hair from their knuckles all the way up to their down their backs.
Kevin, I didn't see him.
Fur-bearing mammals. Yeah, I said hi, Kevin. I threw him up. You didn't.
Yeah, I didn't. I was listening to something. It's
yeah, we don't have monkey DNA, Colleen. We have primate DNA. A little different.
Yes. Y'all humans speak for yourselves. Us aliens don't have that crap. It's and what's really funny about all this is I don't necessarily think they're actually using their DNA on us. the Greys seem to really look down at that. They really feel like, no, you nasty fucking humans ain't got no business in our DNA at all. They just don't seem like that's what they want to do. Well, Gene, think of it this way. Let's go backwards a little ways. Where were humans 5,000 years ago? Where are humans today? So we're basically still the same.
They don't have to go that far
species.
back. Where were we 120
No,
years ago?
No, but it's important to go back at least 5,000 years because it's an attitude thing.
Yeah, I mean,
if
but
you look at
technology
us,
is way different too.
yeah, technology is way different, but humans are not. You're still the same human you were 5,000 years ago. You still got the basic same needs. You got to feed yourself, keep your kids safe, get your job, get your money, get your life going, do all the things you have to do, go to war, whatever. Because back then it was a lot more wars. A lot more people get killed randomly.
Yeah, and a lot different education system. You're lucky if to get any.
Yeah, you were lucky to, especially if you were a woman. You were definitely lucky to get any. It's well, if you were one of the orders, you probably got an education, but a lot of places educated people are frowned on unless you were royalty or upper or whatever. Well, everybody eventually wanted to learn how to read. Well, I don't know. Last time I checked in the United States, I think literacy was at around 80%. I don't know. It varies. Every time I ask the damn thing, it's a different number. Well, it's like goes on in our country. Well, it's not so much about being literate. I would imagine almost everyone in a country can read somewhat. It's about how proficient a reader are you.
Well, yeah, no, I mean they did a study when I was in college in Savannah, and the study was how the public high schools, the seniors were doing, and the study determined that most of the seniors graduating high school in those years, in the 90s, 93 or so, I think, were unable to read. Most of them couldn't do simple arithmetic, and all of them could not, on a map or a globe, identify their country, their continent, their state or their state's capital city, nor even the city within which they would live on a simple map, which is very disturbing. And I lived in Georgia and went to school there and was working there. And at that time, Georgia was third from the bottom. It went South Carolina was the worst, then North Carolina, then Georgia, out of 50 states. Imagine going to college. You can't do simple math. You can't read, and you can't identify any significant body of land on a map.
Look, they're pretty dumb right now.
I mean, I'm sorry, but that's absolutely pathetic, and that's 30 years ago.
Actually, Gene, damn, I hit the wrong button. No, I always hit the one next to it, the picture-in-picture button. So, ask you this, Gene. I've seen that poll that said the world has a more favorable opinion of China than us. Answer me this: do you believe that? And first off, why would you believe that? Second,
yeah, I think they have more favorable view of us.
And more importantly, how many people are trying to break into China? How many people are trying to break into the United States? How many people just applied for new visas in the United States versus China?
How many rich foreigners bought the Trump visa? What was it, $100,000 or $1 million? You get a automatic
like
citizenship.
I think it was like $1 million actually.
Yeah, $1 million you're in. Yeah, bingo, $1 million in the coffers of the U.S. government.
What the hell's going on with this damn stupid phone? Hello, phone. What are you doing?
Technology.
Okay, I don't know what it was doing. It was acting like that. Yes, for some reason. Yeah, I was looking for something, Jack. I don't think I got it on here. No. Well, this is Sean Hannity. This is actually bombing in Iraq. Iran, sorry.
Iran, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is current, yeah.
No, this isn't bomb.
We might get in trouble.
Well, no, we don't care about that. No, the things we got to worry about is copyright stuff usually. Every now and then they get a little pissy about stuff. But anyway, let me put Mr. Handy on there. It's only about 4 minutes, not even at 3 minutes, 45 seconds. Oh, man, what the?
The news package.
Shit.
It's the under 4 minute news package.
Okay, well, I ain't got nothing there, but sky. What the hell's going on here? Black sky.
Wait, what? There we huh? Is this it? There it is. You're on mute.
Come on, get up.
With glare-free technology.
Strikes against the Iranians. Former special envoy to Russia and Ukraine, our friend, retired Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg. We knew we might get back to this point. It seems to me, General, we're at the point that there is a power struggle within Iran. There's obviously a group of people that would like to make a deal with the president, with Jared Kushner, with Steve Witkoff. But then you have hardliners, old loyalists of the former regime that is now dead, that want to create as much chaos, havoc in the region as possible, do not want that to happen. That seems to me that they are the biggest obstacle at this point. Your thoughts?
Yeah, Sean, thanks for having me. It's good to be with you. Look, as long as you've got a theocratic government run by the Revolutionary Guard, you're going to have this problem. The IRGC, that is not the army, is basically running the government right now with a supreme leader. Look, the president has got it right. He's done something nobody else, no previous president has done. And he's not doing it for himself. He's doing it for our kids and our grandkids to make sure we don't have another nuclear power in the world and one that can destabilize the Middle East. And he's really doing a great job in what he's trying to do right now. And when you look at what he's doing right now, when you look at the problem he's got, I think, facing us right now, he's kind of isolating the battlefield with the aerial strikes. But I will tell you,
oh, crap.
No, these damn commercials, man. Such a short little interview.
Aerial strikes alone won't do the job. The Germans learned that in World War II when they put the Blitz on London. Didn't work. And I was in the first Gulf War. We sustained 30 days of bombing before we crossed the berm and we got to the Euphrates River. And within 100 hours, they broke. The Iranians believe, and I think they're fundamentally wrong on this because they're facing the wrong president right now, meaning Donald Trump is willing to do something. They've got 2 points of leverage they have. One is Karg Island, which basically runs 90% of their oil. The vast majority of that, by the way, goes to China. And the other one is the control of the strait. The island's in the strait as well. And if you can neutralize both of those as strategic targets, either by occupation or whatever it's going to take, you basically control their economy. If you control their economy, I think they start to break. You're looking at strategic targets. You're not talking about a ground invasion of Iran. You can't get there. It's too hard to do. The country is too large. I've seen war games on that. You just can't get to it. So if he does something strategically and he takes these targets out, being Karg Island and the Straits of Hormuz, opens up the strait, they lose all of their leverage. Now, one thing he should do when he does something like that, or if he does something like that, you bring the American people with you. They elected him president, not any of us. And in Article 2, Section 2 of our Constitution, he is the commander-in-chief. He gets to make those calls. He got the Electoral College votes. And I think we're on the cusp of that. When you see what he's doing strategically with the bombing, he's basically isolating the battlefield around the Strait of Hormuz and around Karg Island.
Whoops,
if you do that, I think the next step could be something like that if he decides to do so. But he's the commander-in-chief.
See, whoa, stop. Now, this looks really familiar, doesn't it?
Well, oh, yeah. Sure does.
So I think our UFO was bullshit. Unless this is 3 UFOs.
I said some of them were going to be our technology, so some of those must be, maybe those are missiles. I don't know.
Well, ain't that just fucking special?
Huh.
Let's go back here, maybe let's see.
Yeah, start to go back a few and let's start that over.
Okay, that's good. Click it right.
Like that, if he decides to do so.
That's
He's the
just
commander-in-chief.
targets on
He's going to
fire.
make the call. And I think the
Yeah.
American people, once they hear it, not the people here in Washington, D.C., they'll follow him as well.
Interesting,
All right,
though.
General, we appreciate your
Yeah,
analysis.
most
as always, but
interesting.
they've been hit hard now.
Tell
What,
us something
5-6
about
days
those
in a row?
cameras.
Unbelievable. A lot of breaking news tonight. Now,
The night was pitch black over the Red Sea. Only the faint glow of
Let's bring in board-certified plastic surgeon who fled Iran as a child, Dr. Sheila Nazarian, and former ambassador at large and coordinator for counterterrorism during Trump's first term, Nathan Sales. Thank you both for coming on. Sheila, to you first. When you hear Iran, you know, the administration saying Iran very much wants to come to the table, they want to start talking again, and then you hear Iran say, oh, no, this is a red line.
Yeah.
They're in no position to put a red line on this thing.
This is just Iran using two different tactics that they've used for a very long time. They have their people that speak to the Iranian population to save face, and then they send so-called negotiators to talk, but that's just the delay stall tactic arm of the IRGC. So their strategy is let's delay at the negotiation table, save face by saying what we actually get. But they're just liars. They're just going to do what they've been doing for 47 years, which is, you know, embolden their leadership, get the nuclear weapons going, get more ballistic missiles, bully everybody in the Middle East, fund terrorism. They're never going to stop, Trace.
Nathan, would you agree with the strategy? Because I don't really see the end game here. I mean, you can lie.
Oh, that's lovely.
Okay, this is gross. Things we got.
Lie, but right now, you know, your bridges are being blown up. Your way into some of these islands is no longer there, and I wonder what the end game here is for Iran.
Yeah, it's a great question, Trace, because they don't have a whole lot of cards to play here. And I think the United States is really in an incredibly strong position. We are reapplying a policy of maximum pressure, military pressure to take out Iran's ability to threaten shipping in the Gulf, but also economic pressure with sanctions being reimposed and a blockade coming back on. That's going to hit the Iranian economy to the tune of $435 million a day. And that starts to add up real quick. So Iran is on its back foot, and the question
So
now
what, they
becomes,
blew the road
when
up
are they
going to the
going
island? Is that what
recognize
they did?
reality and acknowledge
I don't know.
we have the upper hand here, and the best they can hope for
I really can't
is
tell
a
what that
deal
is.
that meets all
No,
of our red
he was
lines
saying something
and none of
earlier. It
theirs.
suggests
And
it
even
sounded like
General
they
Jack
blew the
Keane
road
was
up to
saying
the
on
island.
Jesse Waters tonight,
Because he
he
said
thinks, you know,
some of the ways to
president
get to
is
their
fed
islands are
up, and here's what he said.
They are going to lose complete control of the Straits of Hormuz, and we're going to reduce their capability to interfere with to a bare minimum. The president will likely expand beyond that. And because he's at a point where he knows in his own mind, you cannot make a deal with these guys. They lie, and he's fed up with it.
We have a pattern to this conversation, Sheila. It is lie, lie, lie. The president knows it. Everybody knows it. But I think, you know, when the
Arms where you belong. I think my lucky
These damn
stars we
commercials. What
found
network are we on?
each other now.
Yeah, that's making me puke.
president was saying, let's bring him back to the table, give him chance after chance after chance. So you say, how many chances can we give him?
You know, I think that might be something that the president needs to say, listen, I want diplomacy. But I do want to tell the American people, Trace, our definition of being on the back foot, our definition of failure is very different than the Iranian regime's. Their definition of success is just to survive. They don't care if the Iranian people starve. They don't care if the economy goes to hell. They don't care about any of that. All they care about is an Islamic caliphate, destroying Israel, destroying America. They're very patient, and they will come back and fight another day. So unless there is full and complete regime change, they see it as a success.
Yeah. Meantime, I wanted to put this up because it's kind of symbolism here, Nathan Sales. This is in Tehran, and it is a mural you see there of President Trump in a coffin. What's the message here? Are they trying to convey something? What's your takeaway on this?
Yeah.
It shows that they're not serious. They are not negotiating in good faith. And, you know, the White House is talking about we're open to a deal. the Iranians are not open to a deal. And any kind of arrangement that they sign, they're going to do what they always do, which is immediately start violating it before the ink is even dry. So maybe we don't need a deal. Maybe what we need is to crush the regime's ability to project force and destroy their economy, do what we need to do unilaterally, and leave the deal making for a future day when the regime has been replaced with a democratic government that respects the rights of the Iranian people.
Yeah, Nathan Sales, Sheila Nazarian, thank you both.
If that'll work.
Interesting. Yeah.
Oh, wait, here's another one of these, huh?
What? All right.
Yeah, let's do this one right quick.
Throw it up.
Let's see. Where are we at? Whoops, wrong button. Wrong fat finger button. Let's see. Here we go. Well, we went through the news, Jack. We already.
And there it is. Oh, interesting.
So you see these tools up here?
Those are the tools they found?
The sealed ice cave hiding impossible ancient tools.
And this is not an AI photograph.
The photograph is an AI, no, but I'm still having issues with what these tools look like. Let's see.
Untouched subterranean vault. Is there a video on this or what?
Nah, he's a slideshow, so you can't see it sliding by.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. It looked like there was a video to this. That must look like the sides came from it.
I'm just trying to see if they show the tools up close. They're showing all kind of other bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't care about none of that. Just show us the tools to find ancient roots. Yeah. Good for you. Oops. I guess that was the end of it. What's this picture prove? This proves time travel. What's in this picture proves time travel? You see anything?
No, I don't. Well, it's awfully small.
Hold on, I'm gonna put it back. I'm gonna put it back up in a second and read about it. Let's see. The ladies are wearing long skirts while the gentlemen sport formal jackets and bowler hats. However, what truly captures one's attention is a figure who appears to have emerged straight from the 20th century.
Really? Okay.
And that would be.
Well, hang on. Let's make that even bigger. Let me where's the thingamajiggy? There it is. Ooh. And let me make it even bigger for me. It's awfully blurry. Wow,
Yeah,
I see. T-shirt.
This guy right here.
Yeah.
Well, Jack. Now that we looked at that one, I might as well get those other ones. Hold on.
Yeah. What did you do?
I took it off because I'm looking for something else.
Oh.
Here it is right here. I was looking for this one. All right. Here we go, Bob. Bob and Wesley. Here we go. No, Wesley Crusher Gene from Star Trek.
All right, that's up there. Let's make it. Where's this thing? Come on.
Oh man, Greta Thunberg. Let's go back up here first. Did you got it on screen?
Yeah, it's up. I was trying to make it bigger, but the thing won't come up for me. But anyway, yeah, it's up there.
Okay. Okay, what's wrong with this one?
I don't know. All I see is a newspaper.
Oh. Wednesday, July 2nd, 2014.
Okay, how is that future? Oh, okay. Being arrested for the same felony on 2004, 65, and 23 in 1866. What? That's impossible.
So, yeah. 1866, 1923, 1965, and 2004. Wow, that's very weird. Here, should be your favorite right here at the back.
Why?
That's Greta Thunberg. And that's Greta Thunberg.
Wow. Okay. Well, what about that sheep? Doesn't that sheep have like a human's face
I don't know what that's
in the background?
It's
Look
like
at
a
that.
dog
That's
or
messed
something.
up. Like a dog or a sheep with a human's face or a Reese's monkey's face. What the hell is
I don't
that?
know what that is. That's some kind of rock thing. What's this? The
You know, it's
future of the
future from
telephone.
telephones. Yeah.
What's this one say?
Here's my prophecy. In its final development, the cell phone will be carried about by the individual, perhaps as we carry a watch today. Well, we have watch phones. It probably will. You have to scroll down. It probably will require no dial or equivalent, and I think the users will be able to see each other if they want as they talk. Wow, who knows but what it may.
1953. That's not bad.
Yeah, cell phones were already available then. They nobody knew about them, but they were being used. Military and police, federal.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess you could say it's Keanu Reeves. I don't know. 1530 Italian painting of Keanu Reeves. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not really buying
stretch.
it.
Okay,
Let's
what's
see.
this? Andy Samberg and Daniel Radcliffe.
Who looked like 7.
I don't see how that's significant, but okay.
No, apparently I'm missing something.
Yeah, well, I'm missing it too. Maybe they weren't born in the 70s. They probably weren't. That's why. What's this? Reese Witherspoon in a jazz club in 1952.
In
Well, that's
Copenhagen.
clearly a fake. That's clearly a fake.
In Copenhagen. These are all pictures, are all before AI.
In 1952, there wouldn't be a black man in Copenhagen.
Yeah, they might have been in Copenhagen. The United States, maybe. Copenhagen, maybe. And there's only one.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of odd. I think it's a fake. She just seems
Sure.
too bright, and she's holding a cigarette. I don't think she smokes.
No, she don't. They're not saying it. They're just saying it's her doppelganger. They're not actually saying it's her, unless she's time travel.
Well, I'm agreeing with him. It's not her. Yeah.
This guy
Man in
right
black.
here.
What does that say?
I've seen this guy before on the skateboard.
Yeah.
People have been looking for this guy for years just to find out who he is. It's a real pic. They just don't know who he is.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What do you know?
I don't know. They're pretty close looking.
What's this? Time traveling hipster. How do you know?
Right there. I've seen this one before. See him in sunglasses?
Oh yeah.
Stop it.
What? Yeah. It's like he's like looks like weird. He looks like Waldo. Like where's Waldo?
Yeah,
Without the
and he
garb.
stands out in the crowd.
Sure does.
Yeah. Well, every guy in the crowd's wearing a suit but him.
And every man has a hat.
Yeah.
Except for one. No, there's one other guy without a hat.
Yeah, right there. I see him.
Yeah, right there.
They might have him in their hand or something. Oops.
But that would have been a rarity to have seen that many guys without a hat back then.
What the hell? We zipped through here. Okay, there we are. Okay, what's this?
Wow. 1934 $100 bill. No, that's impossible. Zoom in on that, will you? What's the big beef on this picture? Same serial numbers? They're not.
Now, stay on thing.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know why it's doing it tonight. It's very weird.
I can't. So can you read the dates on those two bills? I can't read.
I'm looking to see what I see. Actually, I don't see a date on either one of them.
Yeah.
Let's see. L and B. That's
The
definitely
lower
different.
one has a different
Oh, yeah.
number from the one up top.
This one up top is 2009 or 2019. I ain't 100% sure. It's kind of blurry. Stop.
Hey Google, when did the U.S. Mint start making the $100 bills with the blue stripe down the middle?
The $100 bill featuring the blue 3D security ribbon was first issued in 2013. While earlier banknotes.
Hey, Google,
included
stop. So it's at least 2013. That's the earliest that could have come out, that $100 bill.
Okay, and when's the one
You're
from
right,
Benjamin
clarify.
Franklin?
Hey, Google, stop. Jesus.
Ask her when the $100 bill with Benjamin Franklin came out.
Hey, Google, when did the U.S. Mint $100
The
bill
green
from Benjamin
stamp.
Franklin come out? The green stamp.
Benjamin Franklin has been featured on the $100 bill since 1914, when the first Federal Reserve note was issued. The green seal of the U.S. Treasury has been a standard feature on these notes since their early days.
There you go, 1914.
So this does not have a date on it. This bill's worth some serious dinero.
But how would what are they saying? Both of those bills were used to pay for something in 1934?
I'm going to go back and read it again in a second, but I'm just double checking his date. There is no date on here.
On either one of them or just the bottom one?
The top one, I can see the date. I can't quite make it out, but it's 20 something. Looks like maybe 2019 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I believe the bottom one is 1934.
Well, yeah, let's read the story because it says they were used to purchase.
Okay, there we go. Oh, wait,
My work paid with a series of 1934 100 bills. Huh? Okay. Doesn't make sense still. What does it say?
They're trying to say this one says 1934. It's not what it says.
Yeah, read below. The caption is below.
Yeah, there ain't
there's nothing
below.
else.
Yeah, there is nothing else.
Well, thanks for the explanation on that one, guys.
No. My grandma is time traveling Daniel Radcliffe.
Huh.
Okay, but who's grandma? This one? This one?
Yeah, the one that looks like Daniel Radcliffe all the way on the end with the scarf on her head and glasses.
Okay.
Huh.
On his cell phone?
Looks like more like a comlinks from Space 1999, the big square things they had.
That's not that big though. Look, doesn't look more than the size of one of my cell phones with watch.
That would be the same size as the comlink on Space 1999. Is what I'm saying.
But that's Germany. There was no satellite comm systems back then.
There was
what the hell is that?
Anything the size of a microphone like that would work that we know of.
He's reading something on it. That's some kind of text on it.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a beeper. We don't know. I mean, it's
what the hell? Well, none of that existed back then.
That we know of, yeah.
Not in 43.
Fairly certain it didn't, but you know, secrets have a way of coming out eventually.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Is there a description below? Does it say anything about what's going on?
Can't say what's going on. Oh, maybe it does.
Oh, hey, look at that.
That made no fucking sense at all.
I don't think it has anything to do with that picture at all. Yeah.
Time travel skips town.
Gee, that's a likely story.
What's
this? Time traveling engine?
2036, huh?
What is it? An engine?
See, no 14. A man claiming to be an American military time traveler from the year 2036 started posting on the internet forums in 2000 and 2001.
Yeah, but what is the picture? Is it a spaceship?
John, I've heard this guy in Coast, I'm pretty sure. John Titter made many specific predictions regarding events and
calamitous events.
Yeah, destructive events, yes. Calamitous, the same thing, Jack. That's just anyway.
This is a picture of the time machine. Oh, okay. He arrived then.
I don't know what to tell you, Peach. It's weird.
Justin
Timberlake. Yeah, Justin. Yeah, you look stupid. What is this? Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
That's kind of look like
I don't
it.
think.
Not a lot. I think of it, but it's about it. Kevin Spacey, where's he at? I don't see him in this movie. People go crazy.
On the right, second one in, I think. Right under your cursor. Go. Yep. Nope. Go back.
This one?
Go back. Go back.
This one?
One more. That guy. That guy. Is that Kevin Spacey?
No, that's not Kevin Spacey. I don't see him in here.
Kind of looks like him there, though. Second guy. Yeah, I don't really see him.
Let's see.
Closest was that second dude in.
Can anyone confirm who the man in the blue square is?
What blue square?
The guy next to the guy with the red sash has a blue square around him. It's a identification box. He's wearing a white holster. Yeah.
Yeah, how could anyone confirm who he is? I don't know.
AI might. I don't know. Let's see what we got here. I don't know where they're sending text. This could be anything. This could be a book.
Yeah. Could be a picture, a portrait.
Yeah, that's pushing it, people. Let's see this photo.
No, yeah, if you're holding it up to her ear like a phone, it'd be a different story. You know?
Why did it change? Stop that. This thing just gets its own little mind. Well, we've never seen all that.
Well, when I went back up.
Yeah, this computer's been acting like that. Well, this browser has been acting like that.
You got too many windows open. That's the thing.
That's it. No, it's being the mouse.
What's that blurb about the flag? Go up to the one of the flag. What's that flag caption?
That's commercial.
Oh, okay.
That's all that was a commercial. You're not going back up there again. Let's see. See, look at that. It did it again.
What the hell?
There's something going on with it. It's like
Trippity.
It's like the mouse is sticking or something.
No, it's one of those infinity pages, and you've run out of RAM memory, and it just keeps backing up to what it already has stored.
No, if I work it from the right, it don't do it. If I do it from the middle, it just loses its fucking mind. That's what it says. Where's the time travel? I'm sure I'm missing it. It must be that kid standing there or something.
Yeah, some of them are really stretchy. You know what I mean? They don't. I don't see the connection on some of these things. Yeah, what's the connection here? Why you highlight this girl in pink? What does that caption say? Class in 1948, blah, 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 what?
It says sixth grade Melissa Williams, Area Stark travels to Oakland, California in class in 1948. I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. It's
Vanessa Williams?
It's M-A-I-S-I-E.
Oh. Who the hell's Arya Stark?
It's her, the girl. I don't know. It don't make any sense to me. I'd have to go look up and research it. Is this woman calling someone on the phone? I can't tell. That's so damn blurry. She does have her head up. She got her hand up to her head, but
yeah.
Give me a break on that.
She could be easily scratching a flea.
Now this guy does look like he looks like he's talking on a cell phone, but he's probably scratching his ear.
Yeah.
There's a lot of these ones where you think they're on the cell phone. Here's another one. iPhone moving time travel.
How do you know? That's not an iPhone.
That's what they're saying.
She's not even holding anything.
Yeah, she is.
What's she holding?
Looks like an iPhone, right?
Oh, that one. Oh, okay. I was looking at the one sitting down.
Oh, you're looking at her. Yeah, no, she's holding it right there.
That could be a mirror.
Nah, it looks like his buttons or squares or something on it. I don't know what it is. Could be a Chinese, what do you call it?
Could be a bejeweled mirror.
What do you call it? No, but what do you call them? The Chinese calendar. It's more like that. Not the calendar, the calculator.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
I forgot what you call it.
I don't remember what it's called, but I know what you mean. Yeah. I can't remember the name all of a sudden.
Somebody else seems to be using a cell phone. You people are on crack. And this is good. This guy does look like an astronaut.
Where? Oh, okay. Yeah, stop that right there. All right. Now, I was going to talk about this on the other show, and I forgot. That is on a Gothic cathedral in, I do believe it's in France. Now, I took class on Gothic cathedrals in the 90s. This cathedral came up. This is a 1993 or 1991 or 92. The church needed to be renovated, so they did this column with a tribute to the men who went into space in the Apollo program. Giorgio Tsoukalos saw this and ran to the high heavens that, oh, look, aliens have been here. This is on this church that was built in the 1800s or the 1700s, whenever it was built. Well, they had to do a retraction a year or two later when they found out it was a renovation that was done there as a tribute to Apollo space missions. It wasn't put there 3,000 years ago or whatever.
This one says it's from the 1600s.
Yes, the church is from the 1600s, 1700s, whatever it is. But that
no, it says an astronaut in the 1600s is what it says.
It's wrong. I'm telling you.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just telling you what it says.
Yeah, they're wrong. They're 100% wrong.
Well, I do remember hearing about one of these that was a carved thing and one of these that was a bronze thing. I don't remember.
Well, this one particularly was on Ancient Aliens twice. The second time was as the retraction because that was put up there in 92 or 1 or 3 or whatever it was as a renovation when they renovated the church because it was falling apart. It's 3,000 years old or 4,000 years old. 4,026 some years old.
It don't really look like an astronaut. It looked like a creature. Big old weird eyes, weird.
That one's actually, it's since been broken, but it actually had the arm actually, I think, held like a part of the hose that comes out of the air conditioning unit. Yeah, it's a legitimate tribute to the Apollo program from America. It's their rendition of it. Yeah, it's their rendition of an astronaut. They didn't do it, a replica. They just did their best, carved work.
What's that, Jack? What do you mean? No, see the boots. The boot thing is bullshit. The boots Neil Armstrong was wearing was the ones with the ribs on the bottom. The ones, the ones that left the footprint on the sand, yeah. Mm-hmm. The ones you seen were the ones at the test flight. Actually, there's lots of boots. It's not just those two pairs. There's lots of other pairs. Yeah, there's all kind of boots that were made back in the day. They were trying different sizes. Different styles, different shapes.
Yeah, moon boots are cool. Winter boots in the 80s that came out.
It's I haven't seen them forever. And you can't hardly find any. Wow. You can't even hardly find any of the original footage from the missions. Okay. Do what, Jack? Yeah. No. There's a lot of weird stuff from the ancient world, especially from the Middle Ages, that suggested that there was a decent amount of contact going on back then. For what reason? I've got some ideas, but really and truly, we don't know. We just don't know why they seem to be mass abductions and group abductions at different times and different places throughout history. Oh, I'm sure the aliens have a reason for it. They're not telling us. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, you talking about Jay's the ancient alien thing? I'm like, you argue with Jay about that. Don't argue with me about it.
What ancient alien thing?
He's saying it's definitely was on the church when it was built. Dude,
no, it wasn't.
I'm gonna have to go. First off, I don't know, so I can get into this argument with either one of you.
Trust me.
I don't know. I'm going with Jay's side on this. It's I don't know whether it's right or
the
not.
second episode where they actually had to draw retraction because the curator of the church or whoever runs that building actually called them up and said, "Hey, look, you're idiots. That Moon Alpha thing was put on there in the 90s as part of a restoration and a tribute to the men who went into outer space." Yeah, see, there it is.
See, Reuters. Can y'all see this on the screen? No?
Yeah. Reuters fact checks. Stone Astronaut was
there
not
you go.
carved into cathedral.
Yeah, there you go. And see, it tells you it was not in 1600. It was in 1992. There you go.
Like I said 5 minutes ago.
So now you don't have to argue anymore. Go, or you're Reuters now. Don't argue with us, Reuters. I don't always agree with Reuters, but you go argue with Reuters about it.
Joe is right to agree with me. I have a paper that says I have an art degree or an art history degree, and that's art history right there. That's part of the art history that I studied.
No, don't get me wrong. There's some weird stuff carvings in some cathedrals and stuff, but not this particular one. Well, you ever heard the saying, expression when something's too good to be true? It's probably not true.
It usually is, yeah.
Oh, we got, I don't know if we're going to get the player right, but let's see. We've got Linda's family. This is the little Asian chick who's gone full, she's turned full against the Democratic Party. And she was a big fundraiser for them. Big fundraiser. It's got to be killing to lose this chick.
Well, yeah, now she's like, well, she's basically campaigning against them.
Yeah. She got a whole page dedicated to kicking them in the nuts on a regular basis. Somehow I got joined on it. Yeah, I don't know, Jack. Sometimes that stuff just happens. Where are we? Hold on. Let me see where we are with this. I gotta go find Facebook. Oh, there it is. What is this? Oh, that's us. Okay. All right, looks good.
Yeah,
good.
For whatever reason, whenever we put a thing up, it takes us off the broadcast.
Okay. So let's see what this is. Go back. Don't be an ass. Just stop. Yeah, we'll see if we can play this or not. Okay. Where we go? There we go. No, we use a lot of clips. We don't mind as long as it's not something that's going to get us in trouble. We use.
All right, and
it's something we we agree with, yeah, or not necessarily have to agree with, but something we enjoy listening to. That's better. There you go.
Point
or something we have to debunk, yeah.
Yeah.
How we are going to get people from the Earth to Mars.
Oh,
Elon Musk is going to fly us there in a giant stainless steel Starship rocket, and that is going to be amazing. But one big question that even Elon Musk still seems to be pretty vague on so far is, what are we going to do when we get there?
Party like
Mars
it's 2099
going to look like?
Right.
Sleep? Where do we work? And how does all of this infrastructure get built? It's a pretty interesting idea to consider. What would a house on Mars be like? Well, let's talk about it.
No stairs.
Space race.
Lots of round, soft corners.
Obviously, there are some pretty significant limitations that we have to work inside of when we're talking about what can realistically be built on an extraterrestrial planet. As cool as it would be to have everything made from shiny steel with giant glass domes, that's probably not going to pan out for the short term. Maybe 100 years from now, we might have some total recall level infrastructure, but in the meantime, we have to be very considerate of size and weight limitations. The Starship vehicle that we'll be using has a weight capacity of 100 metric tons, and that's contained in a cargo fairing that offers up about 1,000 cubic meters of usable volume. The fairing is basically the entire top half of the ship, 9 meters across at the widest and 26 meters high. So we can definitely fit a lot of stuff in there, but available space is going to start going fast when we start accounting for all of the robots, vehicles, solar power generators, batteries, water tanks, food stores, and science equipment that is going to have to go along for the ride. We also need to consider the environmental factors. Mars is cold in most places most of the time. There are occasionally some warm spots, but the average temperature value is sitting around -63 degrees Celsius. So whatever we live inside must be insulated. Then there is the issue of atmospheric pressure. Mars has next to no air pressure on its surface, and humans can't live in such a low pressure environment. We would basically explode just very slowly. It would be a horrible, bloody mess. So wherever we live must be pressurized, and the structure has to resist the massive difference in pressure between the inside and outside. And on top of all that is cosmic radiation. The Earth has a magnetic core that extends a giant magnetic field around the planet. That magnetism is able to bounce back radiation from the sun and is one of the key factors that allows life to exist on our planet. Mars does not have a magnetic core. It's just a big dead rock in space. So no magnetic field means the surface is bombarded by cosmic radiation, and we don't know what the long-term effects of that exposure would be on human beings.
All right, you're officially
You
protected.
gotta grow weird arms, and things are gonna come out of your face.
Hey, we know.
You're gonna get psycho abilities.
It's freedom.
Like the guys on Total
It's
Recall.
how I get to work.
When they had
So,
the
yeah.
radiation.
Never
poisoning.
thought about it like that.
That's pretty good.
According to Marvel Comics, it might give you superpowers, but more than likely you'll just get space cancer. So our Martian base has to protect against radiation as well, which is not hard. We don't need a special material. It just has to be a thick, dense barrier. But of course, that doesn't work so well with having to pack all of our stuff into the limited space available in our starships. So does that mean we just give up on Mars? Hell no. It just means that some very smart people are going to have to figure out alternative building methods that can work autonomously on an alien planet. And luckily
This must
for
be
us,
older, 'cause Elon's
those
already
smart
worked
folks
that out.
are already hard at work solving the problem, and the solutions range from simple and straightforward to bizarre to straight up disgusting. So here's what we've figured out so far. So one of the classic solutions to living on the frozen radioactive ball that is Mars has always been that maybe we could live under the ground. We'd definitely be well insulated and protected down there, but then there are a ton of logistical challenges that come along with it. How do we dig the tunnels? Is the Martian surface even suitable for tunneling? What's the point of being on Mars if you just live under the ground the whole time? Well, the International Design Practice Hassel, in partnership with engineering firm Eckersley O'Callaghan, have an idea to create an artificial cave on the surface of Mars that would present all of the benefits of being underground without any of the troubles that it brings along. The idea is to 3D print a giant shell using autonomous robots and the Martian soil, or regolith. The robots first set about gathering materials from the surface of Mars. Rocks, dust, soil, everything they can scoop up is all brought together and processed into a printable medium that will act like a paste when it's heated, but cool to be solid as rock. With this, the robots will print a shell layer by layer. They're essentially building a hollowed out mound. Then
I've given you enough. Enough of my drive. Enough of my sweat. Enough of my insight to guide a new generation. Enough laughs, jokes, energy. Enough improvement. I haven't just taken a shot. I put myself right in the line of fire. So I've given you enough.
And when the human settlers arrive, we would deploy the interior of the base, which would be a series of collapsible inflatable modules. So the habitat itself would essentially just be a bunch of balloons, which would make them very easy to pack and transport. The modules themselves wouldn't be very sturdy, but it wouldn't matter because the giant shell of solid rock will be doing all of the heavy lifting when it comes to providing protection from the Martian elements. Next up, let's talk about shrooms. Yeah, this one is pretty trippy. But the very smart people at the Myco Architecture Project out of NASA's Ames Research Center in California have this idea that we could grow our habitat on Mars using fungi. We could live in a fungus house. Specifically, they are talking about the unseen underground threads that make up
Weird.
the main part of the fungus known as
We be
mycelia.
hobbits.
Lynn Rothschild, the principal investigator on the early stage project, explains it like this, quote, "Right now, traditional habitat designs for Mars are like a turtle, carrying our homes with us on our backs, a reliable plan, but with huge energy costs. Instead, we can harness mycelia to grow these habitats ourselves when we get there. Ultimately, the project envisions a future where human explorers can bring a compact habitat built out of lightweight material with dormant fungi that will last on long journeys to places like Mars. Upon arrival, by unfolding the basic structure and simply adding water, the fungi will be able to grow around that framework into a fully functional human habitat, all while being safely contained within the habitat to avoid contaminating the Martian environment." Basically, the idea is that the fungus dome would have an outer layer of frozen water that would act as our insulator and radiation barrier. Then there is a middle layer of bacteria that can take that water and photosynthesize using the outside light that shines through the icy layer to produce oxygen for astronauts and nutrients for the final layer of mycelia that makes up the structure of the dome. As a proof of concept, the researchers have made this fungus stool, which looks absolutely horrifying, like an image from
does.
John Carpenter's The Thing, and will be in my nightmares forever. So now yours too. But it does seem to prove that you can build stuff out of fungus, which is pretty cool. But this is just the start. Mycelia could be used for water filtration and biomining systems that can extract minerals from wastewater, as well as bioluminescent lighting, humidity regulation, and even self-generating habitats capable of healing themselves. Okay, if you thought the mushroom thing was weird, then this is about to get straight up disgusting. What if we build our Martian housing with human blood and pee? This sounds like an idea hatched by the guy who directed Human Centipede, but I assure you, it's legit. Human blood and urine mixed with dirt to make a kind of bioconcrete. Researchers from the University of Manchester made the proposal as a means to greatly reduce the cost and increase the speed of construction for future off-world colonies. In a paper published in Materials Today Bio, they detail how extraterrestrial dust can be mixed with the blood, urine, and other bodily fluids of astronauts to build walls that would protect them from radiation and meteor strikes. In their study, the University of Manchester research...
I've given you enough. Enough of my drive. Enough of my sweat. Enough of my insight to guide a new generation. Enough laughs, jokes, energy. Enough improvement. I haven't just taken a shot. I put myself right.
How human serum albumin, a common protein from blood plasma and urine, could be used as a binding agent for extraterrestrial dust, turning it into a material stronger than ordinary concrete. The researchers state that the blood plasma protein required for the material could be safely extracted from astronauts multiple times a week using an existing procedure similar to blood donation.
Yeah.
Of course, that begs the question, is it safe to constantly extract blood from people who are already trying to deal with the incredibly stressful task of establishing the first ever human colony on an alien planet? One would probably assume not, and of course, the other major issue here is that unlike with the 3D printing, we can't pre-build our blood and pee houses in advance of humans arriving. Also, it really seems like the 3D printing folks have figured out how to turn Martian soil into a buildable material without soaking it in human bodily fluids. So it seems questionable, but I am not a researcher at the University of Manchester, so what lengths as high as 25 megapascals. This is about the same strength as traditional concrete. However, by adding urea, a biological waste product excreted through urine, sweat, and tears, the researchers found that they could increase the strength of astrocrete by over 300%. The resulting material showed a compressive strength of close to 40 megapascals, making it much stronger than traditional concrete. So the piss is the real secret, which is promising because that's at least a lot easier to get out than blood. The scientists calculated with a crew of 6 astronauts,
I'm not living in
more
a
than a
piss
half
house, man.
ton of
I'm
astrocrete could be produced over the course of a 2-year mission on
sorry,
Mars.
dude.
In theory, each
We loved you, dude, but the piss house was too much for me. I can't take it. It's too much. It's Jay's fault. Are we on the screen? No, we're not.
Not yet.
Hold on, let me see if it's even worth looking at. Oh, damn commercials pop up. I don't know what it is. Commercial at the Yin Yang tonight. I don't know what's going on.
And they come really quick too.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Actually, Dean, I'm waiting to see. It's the Dark Eagle LRHW full breakdown how America's 300 missile hypersonic arsenal creates an unstoppable strike force. China and Russia cannot counter. Sorry, I can get that. Yeah, hold on. Let's see. Yeah, well, oh man, that shit, Gene. I'm always. What the fuck you talking about? No, I am. I'm always damn. Okay, that's not what I was looking for. Come on. There, good boy. There we go.
You got it finally?
You can throw it up there now.
There it is. Yep.
All right.
Marks a pivotal moment in warfare technology that changes everything we thought we knew about modern combat. While Russia and China believed they held the advantage in hypersonic technology, America's latest break has suddenly shifted the balance of power. Imagine this. A missile launched from American soil that can reach Moscow in less than 30 minutes, moving so fast and with such maneuverability
We already have
that
those
current
kind of
defense
missiles. They're
systems
called
are
intercontinental
essentially
ballistic
blind
missiles.
against it. This
Right.
isn't science fiction. It's happening right now. And what makes the Dark Eagle truly revolutionary isn't just its incredible speed. It's the terrifying stealth capabilities that give it its silent killer reputation. The Pentagon has kept much of this program classified, but recent tests have revealed capabilities that are sending shockwaves through defense communities worldwide. With tensions rising in multiple global hotspots, America's newest weapon system couldn't have arrived at a more critical time. The breakthrough technology, the Dark Eagle, officially designated as the Long-Range Hypersonic Weapon, LRHW, represents years of dedicated American engineering excellence and perseverance. What separates this system from conventional missiles isn't just incremental improvement. It's a complete revolution in strike capability. At its core, the Dark Eagle consists of a sophisticated 2-stage solid-fuel booster rocket paired with the common hypersonic glide body, known as the CHGB. This engineering marvel works through a precisely choreographed sequence. The booster rapidly accelerates the missile to hypersonic speeds exceeding Mach 5. That's over 3,800 miles per hour, before releasing the glide body. Once released, the glide body re-enters the atmosphere and begins a complex series of unpredictable maneuvers as it approaches its target. But what truly sets the Dark Eagle apart is its ability to remain just beyond the reach of air and missile defense systems until the moment of impact. By soaring at the edge of Earth's atmosphere and utilizing advanced stealth technologies, scientists. While nations like Russia and China may have deployed their first-generation hypersonic weapons, the Dark Eagle demonstrates American ingenuity by solving the First, its hypersonic speed severely
Whatever, that's boring, boy. Duh. Besides, it don't look like what's on the damn picture anyway. What's this? Yeah, Jay, we talked about that earlier. I remembered it when we just went by. I seen it again, but it was you Russians 35 minutes. I'm sorry. Life expectancy on the front line in Ukraine. 35 minutes.
35 minutes. Yeah. Wow.
This Let me see if it actually shows us. The real numbers for how many people Putin have lost have come out since 2022. And for some reason, it's not.
Oh, wow.
Let's see. So he's lost 500,000 are dead. Not 100,000 are messed up. And this is saying that estimate might actually be low. And they've only been able to replace their 500,000 losses with 195,000 recruits.
Hmm.
And that's not even half of what their annual recruitment is. So their people are just hauling ass, basically, is what they're doing. Just people don't want to fight against the Ukraine. The Ukrainians were Russians forever. Well, they were Soviet Union, same difference, but because they don't want to fight them. Let's see, what's this one? This is what planet is this? Okay, aliens could be living on a planet about a 282 million year drive away. Scientists say. Drive, okay, but how far is that? It's 141 million years on a bullet train.
Jeez.
Yeah. It's 25 light years away from Earth, though. Earth's next neighbor could be having aliens living on it. Yeah. Man, look at all the planets out there they think could have life on. Jesus.
How many?
They just showed pictures of just thousands of planets that they've already categorized that could have life on.
Oh, well, they didn't give you a number, though.
No, they didn't get any close. Let's see. Aliens are already here. No. It's a shame we can't find out more about whatever this explosion was. Mysterious blast off Florida coast has sparked confusion after being recorded as an experimental explosion. A seismic reader of 3.9 on the magnitude on a geological survey monitoring system. The agency considered the event as an experimental explosion rather than a natural earthquake, recording at a depth of 0 feet, surface level. And what the hell blew up at surface level that caused a 3.9 Richter? What the hell are we blowing up over there? It created an 80-foot wave hit an oil platform.
Wow. An 80-foot wave? Damn.
84-foot, yeah. 84-foot wave hit an oil platform. They're thinking they were testing something, some kind of weapons testing. Are we seeing the first signs of alien life? First evidence of alien life. Let me see. It's even worth looking at. Jesse, no, that's kind of cool. No, I'm actually drinking cold coffee. Nah, I don't know how much stuff we got. I'm going through the rest of them right now. What is this? NASA built a telescope to find aliens, and they think it's already working.
Really?
Yeah, more and more of these stories are coming out. They're not really giving you.
They're teasers, really.
Yeah, so these are the James Webb stuff. Discovered Proxima Centauri, closest known star. There may be life there. They're showing other planets and solar systems where there may be life. 3 worlds in the inhabitable zone in this system, that system. I mean, they're just It's looking more and more like there's going to be freaking life all over the place. So it's looking like.
Yeah, I agree.
We don't care about none of that. CNBC slander red states. No, we're not going to get into that. I think this one is, I think we were lied to about Trump. This is a pretty good article, people. We're not going to get into it too deep, but it talks about all the things that turned out to be lies and all the stuff that Trump said that they said was lies turned out to be true. Well, remember, Trump said the CIA was watching, the FBI was, they were tapping his phones, doing all kind of stuff. And remember, all the news media was laughing at him. All the agencies were saying it wasn't true. And then we found out it was true. And then we found out Hillary really did pay for the Steele dossier. Yeah, there's a lot of funky business going on. Yeah, well, whoever didn't burn them burn documents did the world a favor. I don't know what's going to come out of it, but they let at least know we were being lied to. Yeah, for sure. There wasn't a question about it after that. Let's see what. Oh, it's a Charlie Kirk video. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if it's Charlie Kirk, it's going to probably be rough. So, I mean, he's always kind of on the harsh side, even though he's gone now. But it was a lot of fun to listen to. Whether you agreed with him, didn't agree with him, he's still fun to listen to. Put me up on the stage.
There we go.
Okay, here we go.
You know what white people think, and you don't.
I don't know what white people think.
Then why do you keep on saying you know what white people think?
I've seen it. I'm not
you've
saying
seen our thoughts?
I've seen what people have done to me and people who look like me around the world and around in America.
How? Again, you are. Let's just make an example. You are here in the wealthiest country ever.
Yes.
At an amazing university with all the opportunity imaginable in front of you. And all you want to do is look backwards at everything that prevented you when you are a glaring example that there is no systemic racism and you can actually achieve your wildest dreams.
I never said that. I'm not the only black person who exists out there. There's so many people who this culture is affecting to this day.
Do you know black Americans are the richest black people on earth? You cannot find a black majority country or any country where black people have significant representation where they are as wealthy, because even the poorest people in America are in the top 5%, the top 2% of wealth around the world. And so my whole belief is stop acting like you're a victim and start making better choices.
Acting like a victim, bro. This is not a victim mentality.
Oh, yeah.
White people are not out to get you. There is nothing holding black people back. Let me say that again. There is nothing holding black people back. In fact, the opposite. You can get into colleges with lower test scores, but you could say things that white people can't say and not be fired for it. Black people are wildly disrepresentation.
People say that to me all the time, and they just walk around like it doesn't mean anything around here.
Say what? Say the what?
The N-word. I'm not going to say it on this public platform, but people say it to me all the time.
Derogatorily.
Yes.
No, I think you're lying.
Why would I be lying?
So you're trying to tell me at this campus, did you report to student services?
I'm not. I have too much on my plate to worry about this.
So you're going to say at this campus, you're going to indict the moral character of Texas A&M.
I'm not indicting the moral character.
Oh, yes, you are. You're saying that.
I'm indicting the moral character of one person or a few people.
Oh, well, now it's one. So you heard it all the time, and now it's one. Got it.
Holy shit! He said what?
I think you know what white people think, and some people try to misuse biblical scripture to justify open borders. Just so we are clear, the idea of borders comes from scripture. The idea of boundaries and barriers comes from the Bible. But most importantly, whenever the Bible talked about immigration, it talked about assimilation to the laws and the customs and the traditions of the nation of Israel. And this is the most important thing. We are a very welcoming and generous nation, but we should not put up with people that come to the United States, especially the Muslim immigrants that we've seen across this country, and they don't want to assimilate to the United States of America. They want to bring third world ideas into our nation and our country. And by the way, this is a colorblind idea. If you are out here and you're Hispanic or if you're white, all of us together, this transcends skin color. This is not about red. This is not about black. This is not about white. This is not about Asian. It's about red, white, and blue being the ultimate connective tissue of the United States of America. And so, Steve, I want to reiterate, though, the biblical side of this, because some people will say, well, the Bible tells us that we must open up our borders to all people at all times. First of all, it does not say that. This is a misuse of scripture. But most importantly, in the book of Deuteronomy, it says, be careful who you allow into your nation, because who you allow into your nation can one day become your masters. Here's a verse that I actually had, I was looking at earlier that I want to read. It's from the book of Numbers, which is a phenomenal book. The real title of the book of Numbers is In the Wilderness, but I wish it would be called that. More people would read it. For the assembly there shall be one statute. This is talking about immigration for you. And for the stranger who comes into your nation, a statute forever throughout your generations. You and the sojourner, which means the person that came to your nation, shall be alike before the Lord. This is my favorite thing. This should be, every time you talk about immigration, you should say, one law and one rule shall be for you and for the stranger who sojourners with you. There are no alternative laws. There are no alternative customs. We have one law.
Americans, I still get the odd question from friends back in the UK. The question normally goes along the lines of, do you actually feel safe while traveling around America? Now, I want to tell you a little story. The first time we came to America, I was actually a bit afraid. Not because I'm a pussy, but because the media in the UK really does paint America in a bad light, and they have done for years. So while I was growing up, all I saw was bad stuff about America. So when I first came here, I had a little bit of anticipation. And let me fucking tell you, I was completely wrong. This place makes me feel safe. America makes me feel at home. I trust the people here more than I do in the UK. I absolutely love the feeling I get when I'm in America. Pure freedom, pure safety. The media couldn't be more wrong. Why do multiple countries, in fact, love to paint America in a bad light when it couldn't be further from the truth? It actually pisses me.
Call it jealousy, buddy.
Americans, I still...
It's nice and compact. You can still fit a...
Elon Musk's ultimate master plan is finally coming together, and it proves all his Earth companies were secretly built for Mars. When the first fleet of Tesla Optimus humanoid robots touch down on the Red Planet, they will immediately start building humanity's first city. But what happens if they run out of power? That is exactly why Tesla Energy is building massive solar arrays and giant megapacks right now. People think his solar and battery businesses are just for Earth, but they are actually the literal power grid designed to keep Mars alive. Subscribe to Global Snap to see how this multi-planetary empire unfolds. Elon.
So I'm a big fan of fucking around and finding out, and this customer said, I love the shape of your gunslinger style hat, but I only wear Texas style brims. How will that look? I don't know, but let me show you. And if you're new to following the page, a gunslinger style hat is what we call a flattened telescope with a little bit of a point in the front. So first, we got to make a telescope.
Well, then it's called a pointed telescope.
And this particular shape right here is not something we do too often because normally we add the point in after we flatten the top. But this kind of reminds me of that Clint Eastwood Pale Rider sort of vibe. Now let's add the little point. Gentle, gentle. Boom. I love the way this looks. It's so subtle, but it just adds a little bit of character right here in the front. Now we got to do that Texas brim. And I'm not going to go too crazy with it because I do think the gunslinger looks better with a wider brim. And I wasn't really sure how I'd feel about this, but it actually looks pretty badass, man. The little bit of the point here in the front doesn't mess as much with the squared off brim as I thought it was. It's actually a pretty good match. Now for the band, same thing as our normal gunslinger. And a gold nail. So you know who made it, baby. Now I learned an important lesson when I was making this hat. Never let your personal preferences get in the way of good exploration. And this is a great example. I'm not a huge fan of the Texas squared off brim. It's not my personal style, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't look good. And I did not know how it was going to look at this gunslinger top. But I got to say, man, this thing's fun. It's clean, it's classic, it's cool, and it's definitely not something you see every day. Holler if you want one, stay wild. So I'm a big fan of fucking around and finding out. And this customer said, I love the shape of your gunslinger style hat, but I only wear Texas style brims.
Are you doing it now?
Yeah, why? What, you're staring.
I'm invested. 4 ingredients.
Many Americans do not realize that the US and Russia come extremely close to each other, only about 2 miles apart. And even more strangely, they can appear physically connected in winter. And here is why. The two countries are separated by the Bering Strait. When you zoom in, you can see 2 tiny islands called the Diomede Islands, which sit about 2.4 miles apart between mainland USA and mainland Russia. Little Diomede belongs to the USA, and it is home to one of the most isolated towns in America, also called Diomede, with around 82 people. Big Diomede belongs to Russia, and it has no permanent residence because only military personnel are usually stationed there. So Diomede is the closest American settlement to Russia, separated by about 2 miles of water. In winter, this narrow water gap can freeze, creating a natural ice bridge between the two countries. That makes the crossing physically possible, although it is not a legal border route. Interestingly, the international date line also passes between these two islands. The time difference between them is 21 hours. So from the US side, crossing toward Russia feels like stepping into the future, almost like becoming a time traveler. Many Americans do not realize that the US and Russia come extremely
Have you ever wanted to see your home from space? With this free satellite Earth Maps tool, you can zoom.
The dirtiest bottled water brands in the
United States has Ford, Tesla, Chevrolet, Dodge, Jeep, Cadillac, and Hummer. China has BYD, NIO, Geely, Chery, Great Wall, and Li Auto. The United Kingdom has Rolls-Royce, Bentley, Jaguar, Land Rover, McLaren, and Aston Martin. Germany has Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Volkswagen, Audi, Porsche, and Maybach. France has Bugatti, Renault, Peugeot, Citroën, and DS automobiles. Italy has Ferrari, Lamborghini, Alfa Romeo, and Fiat. Japan has Toyota, Honda, Nissan, Mazda, Subaru, Mitsubishi, Isuzu, and Lexus. South Korea has Hyundai, Kia, Genesis, SsangYong, and Samsung Automotive. Russia has Lada, UAZ, GAZ, and Oris. Spain has Seat, Cooper.
What? That's like that.
Something you do not do in America that I made the mistake of doing. I was in a grocery store with some new friends from Lake Tahoe. We were bantering, we were laughing, we were going at each other a little bit, you know, a little bit of sarcastic, insulting, you know, little bit of digging here and there. And I went out of my way and I shouted at one of them the C word. You guys know what the C word is in the UK, all right? Let me tell you, that word does not go down the same way in America that it does in the UK. It's like illegal in America. Don't go to America and use the C word. Americans, what other words should I be wary of saying?
I don't know what the C word is you're talking about.
Because the way that loads of middle-aged women looked at me, they looked at me like I just committed a...
Because you're a dumbass.
The smoke has barely cleared from yesterday's heart-stopping pad abort, but SpaceX engineers are already pulling off a spectacular, lightning-fast turnaround. Work has officially started right now at Starbase to swap out 2 of the 4 faulty Raptor engines that failed to ignite at T0. Elon Musk confirmed that instead of rolling the giant 407-foot mega rocket back to the hangar, crews are replacing the engines right on Pad 2 to preserve their timeline. Technician.
What is it that you get paid currently?
Senator, that's well disclosed in our proxy documents in each of the years that I've been employed.
Yeah, but what is it?
That's a big number, sir.
Well, let me help you out. It's 32.8 million this year. Does that sound right?
Yes, it does.
That's a 45% increase over last year. Does that sound right?
Number 1, peak shelter built.
America, we need to talk about your favorite subject, trucks. Yesterday, while we were collecting firewood in Shauna's tiny little cute car, we realized something. There's not enough space. We would have had so much room and so much firewood if we had a truck. Like, having a truck is just so convenient.
100%. And we also have a question to ask you. We've been watching Yellowstone recently, and we see that they have rams, right?
Yeah.
But we want to know what the most American truck there is. And
in your opinion, sorry.
Yeah. Well, also in general, I think, because obviously Yellowstone's a very American cowboy kind of series. So I was just thinking maybe it is ram, but I don't know.
America, we need to talk about your favorite subject, trucks. Yesterday, while we were collecting firewood in Shauna's tiny little...
What on earth? Oh my God.
Have you ever wanted to see your...
Why does the U.S. Navy paint these giant numbers on its aircraft carriers? Almost nobody knows the real reason. Most people think these numbers are just for decoration, but they actually serve a much more important purpose. You see, every U.S. Navy aircraft carrier is assigned a unique hull number in addition to its name. For example, the USS Gerald R. Ford carries the number 78, the USS Nimitz is 68, and the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower is 69. But here's the interesting part. If these numbers are only for identification, why paint them so large? Well, you should ask a Navy pilot. During flight operations, some pilots accidentally landed on the wrong aircraft carrier. And if that happened, there was a Navy tradition where the deck crew would cover the pilot's jet with funny, washable, mocking graffiti. That's why those giant hull numbers are painted where pilots can easily see them and land on their...
We take the salt out of the water.
You can. It just takes energy. You can do it.
But why hasn't that been being done on
you can.
large
You have to
scale?
ask. Who's paying for the energy? Where are you getting the energy from? It's an energy thing.
But I would think that would be very valuable. I mean, think about how many people buy
It's not
bottles of
valuable
water.
enough yet. That's the point.
Well, is it that
it's pure? It's just
that
money, dude. It's just money. You can ask, what does it cost to ship a half pint of water from Fiji? Okay, whatever the hell is the square bottle that you buy in Fiji water? Is it Fiji, right?
Yeah,
Fiji water. What does it cost to bottle that in Fiji, ship it here, relative to desalinating the ocean? It's cheaper to ship a pint to Fiji. There'll be a day when that's not the case. And future wars are going to be fought over who has access to fresh water. And the value of water will go up.
We take the salt.
This is why blocking spam calls never stop.
Welcome, everyone eat. This is order, not invitation.
He's hosting a party like he's running a draft.
This party is like a tornado hitting the zoo. Everybody's loose and nobody's in charge.
This soup is incredible, Jack. What is it?
Borscht, Ukrainian recipe. Secret ingredient.
Is it beets? Tastes like beets. Corn Pop hated beets. Bad dude. Worst taste buds.
I programmed the drones to spell block party over the neighborhood.
He spent $4 million on a typo.
We're not going over there. Good.
I mean, good.
Hey, Michael, come join us.
Good.
We're moving. The Met Gala didn't have a crying dictator doing karaoke and a horse eating the appetizers. This is worse. And somehow I don't want to leave.
Thank you. Next song is that.
Can I ask a
Trump is like, why can't I get
question
this?
about this?
Yes.
I mean, I've
please.
been listening to
Yeah.
all of this about Trump and watching how this conversations go in the U.S. And I have one question about it. I mean, there's all these people in the U.S. who are on the conservative side who are aligned with Trump for all sorts of reasons. And there's all this tension around his presidency and attempts to pull him out of his office for various reasons. And like, what do you think will happen if that comes to pass? Because it looks to me from an outsider's perspective that your country is polarizing in a way that's not good. There's all these people that elected him and that are identified with him, and they're not taking this well. I really see this happening from an outsider's perspective when I come down here. And I lived in the States for a while, and it wasn't like this before. Can I ask a...
And we lit up your world.
We were literally seconds away from history, but space...
Yeah, well, it went off today, so don't lose no sleep over it, people. Let's see, popular votes for George W. Bush, 62 million. Barack Obama, 69 million. Donald Trump, 74 million. Joe Biden, 81 million. Donald Trump, 74 million. So there's no way Joe Biden got 81 million votes. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. There's just no way. The guy who hid in his basement got 81 million votes. That's no, Gene. That's 7 million more votes than Trump did. I don't think that's possible. Well, there's only was 160 million people in the electorate, so that means 90% of the electorate came out and voted. Nah, that's bullshit. Yeah, that's what gets them in trouble when they do things like that. Well, ABC and NBC said they weren't going to carry Trump's speech, but they did anyway. They ended up carrying it anyway. I don't think CNN did, but they ended up carrying it. I actually went and looked when I read it, and it was actually on CNN. I actually watched it on NBC. Yeah. So wait a minute. So what are these, Jay?
What are what?
Hold on, I'm gonna show you right now. This is something out in Arizona that they found on the side of the road.
Oh,
where is it? Okay, it's
roadkill, maybe. I don't know. Take a look.
Let's see. It's coming up.
Oh, there. I think it's there. There it is. Oh, oh.
Oh, I did that on you. Okay, let's see. Let's go back over here. Can I blow it up? No, don't blow up. Okay. So these are you know those containers you see that they fill it with water. Yeah. So when you hit them, well, that's what these look like, but that's not what they are. They have cameras in the sides.
Yeah.
On each side.
I'll bet you they're trail cameras for one, and then maybe the drum opens up and spits out feed and bait for hunters.
No, these are on the highway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so these are actually on the highway. It says
must be part of a
man
speed trap,
exposes giant yellow pods with camera station on Arizona Road, then takes a second look to take around and see what it was. Now there's two of them right there, but he said there's more down the road further too, and they got cables running back to what looks to be a telephone line system. You know, I don't. It's very weird.
Yeah, it's got to be some part of some sort of a roadside, radar trap or speed trap kind of thing. That's that old man getting beat up.
If we got the thing, I don't know if they actually gave us it. Is it going to come up on here? I don't think so. Let's see the video. Oh, maybe. Hold on. Okay.
Major help identifying these 6 individuals. In reference to an attempted armed robbery that occurred in the Northern District, Citywide robbery detectives need your help in identifying these 6 individuals seen in this video. On July 7th, 2026, at approximately 3:46 a.m., a 74-year-old male victim was assaulted in the 2500 block of Liberty Heights Avenue. The suspects are described as younger males displaying a gray assault-style rifle and a sword. Anyone with information is urged to contact Citywide Robbery Detectives at 410-366-6311 or Metro Crime Stoppers at 1-866-7-LOCKUP.
Yeah, those kids are in deep doo-doo if they get caught.
So children, if y'all watching this and young teenagers and young people, let me show you, because I'm an old man. Y'all come up in there and do that, I'm going to reach in my car and I'm going to shoot you dead. No ifs, ands, or buts. Right there, I'd have shot all of you. As a matter of fact, since this looks like a rough neighborhood, I'd have been walking around with a gun on me, so you'd have been dead already. Yeah, 6 of y'all, all 6 of y'all would be joining your past relatives. Sorry, guys. I ain't going to play around with that. Jesse Waters says if Kamala Harris wins in 2028, he's leaving the country.
Jesse Waters is.
Yeah.
He's gonna go. He's gonna go to Ireland and hang out with Rosie.
Yeah. Rosie's back here now hosting some show. She was hosting for Jimmy for a week. Yeah, she was hosting Kimmel.
I guess he'll have to move in with Ellen then.
And they say Rosie's loaded with buku dollars, man.
Well, and a lot of angst and hatred too.
Yeah, the poor baby. She's her own worst enemy is what she is. Because Jack, she's so miserable. You know, it amazes me how many people have become Trump's little bitches. I mean, anytime that's all you think about is Trump, it means he owns you. You're his little bitch. Whether you hate him or not, I mean, you're thinking about him nonstop. And I said, in the grand scheme of the universe, when you think about somebody, it gives them power. So, I mean, y'all are making him more famous than his own party is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, Jack. They said some Iranian mines hit some boats. No, that's not. That's
commercial or military.
I think it was just commercial boats going by. Let's see. Stephanie, no. You're thinking of shit. I can't think of his name. He did the cosmic pulse theory. He's a quantum mechanics professor. I don't even know if he's still around. It's Dr. Palavet. I know I'm saying his name wrong, but no, he's one of the very first interviews I did. He introduced us to the cosmic pulse, which was a very interesting theory that they've actually found evidence for. They say that the black hole in our galaxy gives off a pulse. It expels energy every 26,000 years. And then energy comes through in our solar system like in a massive dust cloud. Yeah, it says at first it triggers global warming and heats the solar system and starts blocking out the sun, but as it gets closer, it triggers an ice age. So I don't know.
So that's what we're experiencing now. Is that those effects right now?
I don't know. No, they say you can see it when it gets close enough to hear to really affect us. They say you can actually see it. It appears at first as a new blue star in the sky, and then it gets bigger and bigger as it gets closer and closer. I'm assuming it's traveling at light speed, Jack. Yeah. Well, no, there's a particular element that the core gives off that they found in core samples in the Arctic every 13 to 26,000 years. It seems like it burps. It's the best way I can describe it. It's like a giant cosmic burp. All I can tell you is I don't want to be on the end of it. On the end of the cosmic burp. No, we're getting ready to get out of here because we got to go. But I'm sure there's still stuff left. We just had a lot of material to go to, and I got a little crazy. And I've been keeping stuff all week. Now, there's like, real quick, let me forward these. Son of a bitch. Where is the button? Screen rescue. Where'd Facebook go? I just had it open. There it is. Nah, Johnny, we get so much material. And more and more people have been sending me stuff lately. I mean, the news weeks haven't been seriously busy. No, they haven't been. They've been steady, but not like crazy. Which I'm glad. I like it to be busy, but I don't want it, where the world's destroyed or killing or prices are going crazy. I don't find all that to be all that exciting for us. We were good ways down here. Let's see. It was yellow. There's a 7-Eleven thing. Schumer dodges questions after bombshell report alleges Dem senator having relationship with House staffer. Ooh, Chucky. Bill Maher, California, Texas is. Oh wait, yeah, this is actually pretty good. We're gonna listen to this. Am I on the screen? No, I am not. Mamas don't let babies grow up to be California.
Too late. For some of them.
Break your little heart. Okay. We're on the screen, right? Okay, here we go.
I don't know. Let me tell you, I was looking at something else. Yes, we are.
The average time to get solar panels connected there is 3 to 4.
Let's see, can we get it to restart? Okay, here we go.
Democrats, that's the wrong one.
Did you know that a black fourth grader in Mississippi is 2.5 times as likely to be proficient in math and reading as one in California?
Whoa.
Mississippi is kicking ass in education, and for way less money. We're 37th in fourth grade reading, they're 9th. Texas is kicking our ass in green energy. The average time to get solar panels connected there is 3 to 4 months. About 1,000 days faster than it took me. Remember when I was trying to get my solar hooked up? It would have been quicker to build a windmill. Texas has passed California in solar and blows away California when it comes to wind and energy storage. How does a state with no pro-climate policies produce better climate results than a state where here, even though we have so much better stickers on our bumper Priuses, bumper stickers on our Priuses, you know what I'm saying. I'll tell you why, because you're allowed to build there. Because every third person in Texas isn't someone whose job it is to make sure nothing gets done. Democrats, these are your issues. Education, race, the environment, and I say this with love. You're losing to the Waffle House car on the lawn states.
If it's 50-50 and one of them is Democrats, that's the wrong.
Watch it, buddy. Watch it.
Last second, and has announced all parties have agreed to final points of the deal.
That's we just. Oh, this twit.
Who's that?
That was Tim Walz up there.
Oh,
he's telling you why he gave this murderous bastard off.
Yeah, he has no explanation, and it works.
Oh, wait, what we got here? Let's see. America's 9 most disliked cities. Who's going to be on this list?
New York, D.C.
Oh, shit.
LA.
New York's number 1.
Yeah, I figures.
Let's see who's number 2. Oh, D.C.'s number 2. Oh, shit. Maryland's number 3.
Really?
Los Angeles, number 4. Bakersfield, California, number 5. Chicago, Illinois, number 6. Oh, man, these all got something in common so far. Detroit, Michigan, number 7. God, these are all shitholes. Atlanta, Georgia, number 8. And Oakland, California, number 9. So all these cities have one thing in common. Actually, have several things in common, but the major thing is they're all blue-run cities. Everyone, even Atlanta, Georgia, is a blue city. It's the only southern city on the list, too. But so all the great cities have all now become shithole cities. I don't know what to tell you, people. It's because they're moving out. Even Mississippi's growing now. Mississippi used to be one of the states that people moved out of. Now it's one of the states that people moved to. It's changed a lot. It's changing its school systems. It's using its casino money for the right things for a change. Rubio puts entire world on notice against rise of poisonous far left terror masked as equality.
Wow.
Rubio's getting pissed. I like Rubio. That's this woman right here.
Oh, with the cockroach. Good
yeah, you
Lord.
seen it? Yeah, that's the
strength, huh?
Yeah, I know. It took some strength. Baby Trump and Melania vacation flight goes horribly wrong. You've seen that. Here we go. Why I'm voting Republican. Democrats killing babies. Republicans letting babies live. Democrats defunding police. Republicans supporting police. Oh, wow. Democrats gun control. Republicans protect gun rights. Republicans border control. Democrats open borders.
Any bigger? I can barely see those.
How about now? Can you see it better?
There we go. Hey, there we go.
Okay. So let's see. After illegal immigration is high taxes, Republicans tax breaks, Democrats overregulation, Republicans strong military, Democrats let everyone vote, Republicans supporting small businesses, voter IDs. Yeah, well, yeah, they like skipped around or something because that one says voter ID right underneath it. Welfare state voter ID. Let's see. Lockdowns, working class focus. Big government, Democrats. Yeah. Open economy. Yeah, that's true. More control and mandates, that's Democrats. Small governments, Republicans.
Yeah, that should have been next to big government.
Yeah. Against term limits, Democrats. Less control and mandates, Republicans. Socialism, Democrats. Capitalism, well, no, favoring term. See, they kind of jigged these around a little bit. They should have smoothed it out a little better. Liberalism versus capitalism. Communism versus conservatism. Political correctness versus constitutional freedom, and rise in violence versus free speech. That's the difference between your two parties. And the sad part is, that's a pretty accurate little list, guys. Yeah. The Democrats have just, I don't know what happened to the Democrats. I hate to even hate them anymore. I kind of feel sorry for them. And I think we've seen these girls.
Which girls is that? Did we see those? But not tonight. No.
Oh, it's not going to let me see them?
Or it opened up and it blew up, you know.
Oh, fuck. Where's it at? I don't know what I'm listening to. Okay, whatever. That was really weird.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, no, it was, that's where I didn't know where it was coming from. I was like, where the hell was that coming? You mean those yellow pod things? I don't know. You don't know. Probably a speed trap, but there was several of them. Maybe they're looking for somebody. I have no idea. It's just weird. And you can tell they're makeshift because they were cut out of them water tanks. Well, I was watching them make speedboats in Vietnam out of American fuel tanks that we left behind after the war. It was cool as hell. Yeah, let me see. And I can look at that. What is this? Let me put us back on screen for a second. No, we're on screen. Okay. So, what is this?
Okay. It looks like Fox News alert.
Let's see. Oh, okay. Actually, it's a play to be worth hearing. Actually, Dean, we were supposed to do something that I forgot. I was going to do the first 10 minutes of Trump's speech and to go through the good things he's done, and then 10 minutes of the second part of the speech where he talks about all the evidence for voter fraud. But I don't, for some reason, it slipped my brain. I don't know. It just slipped my brain. And shit happens sometimes. Anyway, we're going to get out of here anyway because it's past my bedtime. I need chocolate now, man, or something. Steak. I don't know. Something with real beef.
Yeah.
Yeah, red blood steak, tripping with good stuff. I like a good steak. Yeah, I can't help myself. I always have. It don't have to be the best cut. I just like a good steak. Well, it's cooked right. Yeah, damn, man, I'm still scrolling. We ain't got nothing in here yet. Look at this. Oh, these are always good. Let me see. Yeah, we'll do this before we go. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, yeah, that night sky is amazing.
So we've got a couple of these floating around on the Facebook page. I might want to go check with different views of the night sky from different rovers. It's just beautiful. It's badass. This is one of the Mars rovers. Actually, does it say? Let's see. Maybe it does. Nope, it does not. Just says, and this is. Can you see that, Jay?
It's kind of kind of small, but yeah, okay. And then it splits into like 3.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Look, that looks just like what we seen earlier, man. I mean,
yeah. I was gonna say that star has to be some sort of artifact of the infrared cameras, and then that I think is what that is. So it's what we're seeing.
Yeah, after we seen those 3, but it was the first one I wanted you to see them scroll up. Maybe it'll come back. Yeah, that one right there.
Oh yeah,
that's the Charles Hall one.
Yeah.
There's got to be some better stuff out there on it, but that's supposed to be the Charles Hall.
Is that the one? It's like a living spaceship, or it's a generational spaceship? Which
no,
one is
it's It's kind of big on the top, and it's got a piece that comes down on the bottom. It's like, you know what it looks like? It looks like two ships of the same design, just one smaller than the other, and they're stuck together.
Right.
I don't think that's what they actually are, but I mean that's what it looks like.
Right, it does kind of.
We don't care about he got on. Oh, and this is, look at this guy.
Wow.
I mean, that's intense.
We don't
That's
get
on
nearly
Mars.
that much density of the stars in on our atmosphere.
That-
Blocks out
that's-
so much.
That's Mars. That's a different part of Mars. It's a different part of the sky. Probably looking directly at the gas cloud. Look at how dense the fucking stars. This is what Mars looks like after sunset. 140 million miles away. That's far away.
Yeah.
What's this? What's he
Classic. And they say, you know, they feel betrayed because he was like the no new wars guy. Okay, you know this. Okay.
I know
So-
the arguments.
Okay, that's the argument, is that he didn't keep to his principles. And then there's the other people who say, well, he never had any principles. That's not why we love him. We love him because we trust his judgment, and we love him because he's flexible. That's why he's different than everybody else. He can turn on a dime. And sometimes that is a good thing. Sometimes that is a good thing. But you have now this guy, Joe Kent. Who is Joe Kent? He was the head of national something. He quit this week. It was a big story. I think he was the counterintelligence guy. And he said, I can't go along with this because, you know what? He's been listening to too much Tucker Carlson. It's, you know, the Jews made us do it. It's just another version of anti-Semitism that comes out. First it was BDS, then it was their colonizers and genocide, which it wasn't, and all these other reasons, like you can't have a state in the world that's based on religion, even though there's like 46 Muslim countries that are based on religion. Some have the name right in the title of the country. But whatever it is, you have all these. And now the big answer is, no, Israel made us do it. We're Israel's bitch.
That's very true. That's very true, I do believe.
Progressive hero who could do no wrong. That Kamala Harris was a female Obama who could do no wrong. That Joe Biden was smarter than everyone else and could do no wrong. Welcome to the cult of deception. Do not believe your lying eyes.
Thank you.
He's fantastic.
Great person.
Unbelievable person. Very smart. On top of it, open-minded.
Great president.
Great president so far. Yeah.
You think you got bad mail from the SPAC stuff? What's your Twitter?
Oh, I actually
the
look.
TDS you can cut.
You know what's so funny? I mean, like people can be lazy and reductive. There's enough people that I hear that are lazy and reductive, and they're going to end up where they're supposed to end up, in a little cul-de-sac of their own making. The reality is that most of us were lied to by the media about President Trump. And if you just go back to the source material, you should take away two things. One, he didn't say half the things he said. And two, why did these other people just fabricate what they wanted to say so that they could essentially
There's a
assassinate
lot of
his
these
character?
videos coming out now about people
I
talking
think
about
that
this. What the fuck is this?
Liberals with this one.
This is where the Democratic Party is going, where this democratic socialist, this obsession with Israel, with the Jew hating, they don't believe in capitalism, no prisons. If this is where they're going, my vote is in play.
Bill Mayer just upset a lot of liberals with this one.
This is where the Democratic Party is going.
He actually said the other night when he had the J.D. Vance Rogan thing, he said he might vote for J.D. Vance.
Really?
Yeah. So he's anyway, guys and girls, we got to go. It's way past. Jay's got to get sleep. Yeah, he's
I got to drive
old
to Charleston tomorrow, so it's going to be a 3-hour tour.
and he's old and decrepit and stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't make him old and decrepit. That ain't my fault. Anyway, on that note, we got to go, guys. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to United Public Radio and News on the Flip Side. I hope you enjoyed the show. I see these shows do really well over in Rumble, so go check them out over there. Well, check them out anywhere you want to. We can watch us on Roku or Fire Stick, or catch us on any of the social medias. I know mostly I listen to us via podcast and audio, which you really miss out when you're not watching us on TV. Me and Jay are just sexy babies, man. You should be watching. Man. And you should be tipping while you're watching, too. It's important to tip. Anyway. On that note, I want to thank everyone again for tuning in to United Public Radio News on the Flip Side. Be sure to come check us out tomorrow. I'll be here on the Arthur's Quill. Sean and I will be here tomorrow night at chat. Jay may or may not be with us, but
I'll let you know after the trip tomorrow. I'm going to be in the car for at least 3 hours.
His little ass might be worn out, or his old lady might beat his ass. One or other. I don't, you know. It can happen, people. It can happen. What? Who you? Oh, you mean the French guy? His wife bitch slapped him. Yeah, okay, yeah. I know anyway.
Macron or whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, Manuel Legrand, yes. Anyway, guys, again, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the show. See y'all tomorrow on the Arthur's Quill. Be sure to come check us out. Be sure to come check us out in the chat tomorrow. We got a couple things we're going to be talking about. We for some reason we've been getting a lot of UFO and new life stuff coming in. Besides, I want to torture Sean what scientists know what ghosts are. And wait, there's another one. Not Harvard, Cambridge put out a thing that ghosts are more than likely with this dimensional bleeds. Joe's been right the whole time. Now I got
no bleed through.
So now I got firepower. Beat him up in the head and stuff. No, Frank, we got to go. But really and truly, I do not think that all things y'all consider ghosts are dimensionally true. I do think there are some things that are, because there's been things that describe me that suggest that it was an alternate reality, that the person they were talking to wasn't dead. It was just somebody from a different dimension. But there are some that obviously are dead, and impressions in time and all sorts of other shit. So I think it's just more complicated in one answer. But anyway, again, thanks for tuning in. We're going to be doing some paranormal panels coming up in probably September, October, and November. So be sure to hang around for those. You can always come join if you're brave enough to get in with the pros. Again, thanks again for tuning in to News on the Flip Side. We will see y'all tomorrow, or we'll see you later today. Good morning, everyone.
Later today, yeah.
Yeah, I was giving the wrong time.